Sound to your mind.
Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Shouts all on my team, I need more than a mattress support in my dreams. Could grab a few Zeds like I'm falling asleep, but I don't wanna wake for the morning. Grief, breathe. Tears drop to the form in the sea. A broke heart, but it's worn in my sleeve. Never listened, I was warned in my teens, but I still skipped school, I was taught in the streets. Ring back, don't call for police. Stand tall, don't fall for the beast. Got issues with trust, so I'm born to believe. We've been a victim of love and now we're caught in it deep. Breathe.
Yes, people, what's happening? And welcome back to Gav Goes In. Guys, apologies, man, for the lateness. You know me. I'm always early, but yeah, today's been a bit of a mad one. I know you guys have missed me, and as I said, I was always gonna come on, but just a little bit late. Hope everyone's doing well. Big up to Christopher McGrath each and every time. Big up to Babs One Diva as well. Big up yourselves. Hope you guys are doing well. Big up to Foxy Danny as well. Says hi, Gav Fitz. Yeah, guys, no Jonas today. Jonas obviously, he obviously messaged me earlier saying that I think he's starting a new job, so he can't really come on tonight because he's stuck in traffic. So yeah, he won't be on tonight. So you just got me and Fitz, and we will be live obviously during the week, probably on Thursday, guys, for our Manchester City all-time 11. So yeah, if there's any Man City fans out there and they want to jump on the stream with us, then just let me know in the comments. And as I said, yeah, I can get you guys on for our weekly schedule of our all-time 11s that we've been doing. We've done Man United already. We've done Arsenal. Last week was Liverpool. Now we move on to Man City. And then we're going to go on to Chelsea and then Tottenham from there. So, yeah, as I say, if you guys want to jump on, just let us know. And we'll get that hooked up anyway. But other than that, Fitz, how you doing, bro? You all good?
Yeah, man, same old same. Can't complain, bro. Nobody had listened, innit? One of them.
Yeah.
But
Hear it, man. Hear it.
same old, just bored, I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking obviously I know all the Arsenal fans are gonna hop on it, but yeah, just having nothing to watch over the last like week or so has been dry, man.
I hear it, man. The thing is, this FA Cup weekend, yeah, I think it's for me, whenever I whenever I see the FA Cup, I'm thinking, you know what, I actually can't be bothered for this. And I think it's there's never any more evidence now to see that this sort of FA Cup now, I think people are just going through the motions with it, because I think I probably watched one game and that was like 45 minutes, and that was the Man City and the Newcastle game. But other than that, yeah, man, didn't watch it. Guys, bear me 1 minute. Can you? Yes, that's better. Yeah. Sorry. Big up to Lumi Rain. Lumi just said, I can't see your face. Big up, Gab. Where's your face? Yeah, sorry, I had it on a different screen. But big up anyway. But yeah, guys, I'll say apologies for being slightly late, but there is 19 of you watching. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you're subbing to the channel, and make sure you guys give us your comments as well. And big up yourselves each and every time. But as I said, yeah, the FA Cup, man, it's yeah, it's boring now, man. I just can't wait to see the quarterfinal draw, I think, which might be today. Is it today or tomorrow? It might be.
I've totally checked out of it, bro. This is what I'm saying.
Bro, I've only checked in, man, because I want to see Arsenal get Man City or something. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. You know, if City play Arsenal, then I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, man, it's been boring. But we've got through it. Obviously, Champions League and Premier League obviously resuming. So yeah, man, something to look forward to. And yeah, let's get on to it anyway. Guys, as I say, Jonas is not going to be in today. So you got me and Fitz. So we are going to discuss all the topics, as you guys can see. Yeah, listen, Lumi, Port Vale. If you get Port Vale, then I have to say, man, this competition's rigged for you lot, because you guys have played what? Portsmouth, Mansfield. Who was the other dead team they played that they beat? There was someone before Portsmouth. I swear there
Wigan,
was.
innit?
Wigan. Bro, look at that. Wigan, Portsmouth, and Mansfield, and you're gonna get Port Vale. You can't tell me this ain't rigged for Arsenal to win something this season. You know what I mean? But let's hope it doesn't happen anyway. But guys, listen, let's get into it anyway. Liverpool versus Spurs. Now, obviously, the fact that United, obviously lost to Newcastle 2-1 away, our last league game, Michael Carrick's first loss. For me, I did say, I would take a draw because I think the fact that Newcastle got beat by Everton at home, I was always skeptical that we would go there away from home and pick up maximum points, you know what I mean? But I think, there's been a lot of people saying, that United, Michael Carrick's been found out in a way, which I don't really agree with. But it's now a chance, really, because Liverpool getting beat by Wolves. I don't think many would have seen that happening. But it's now a chance for Liverpool to claw back 3 points. And I believe they play... Do they actually play? Oh, no, they're playing on Sunday. So actually, they're playing after United. So, again, by the time United play their game, it could be, what, 6 points? United could be ahead of Liverpool?
Yeah.
About 6 points?
Yeah. Currently 3 points ahead.
Yeah, so by the time, obviously, if United beat Aston Villa, which, again, we'll get onto in a bit, it could be 6 points before Liverpool have to play Spurs. Now, the fact that Spurs, I mean, I don't know what to say about Spurs, man. They're getting battered all over the place, and they've got a bit of respite with the Champions League game. But I think personally, man, if they lose this game against Liverpool away, what do you think that means for Igor Tudor and for Tottenham? Do you think Tottenham would go down after this result, or do you think it's one of them things where they might just survive?
I'm not gonna lie, like I've been saying it for a few weeks now. I really do think Tottenham are gonna go down. Like looking at, obviously it looks like Wolves and Burnley are already gone in it. So you've got West Ham, Forest, and Tottenham. And when you look at the last few games, like West Ham and Forest have actually been putting in a shift and actually getting some results on the board. Tottenham haven't. So I can see them two pulling themselves out of danger and leaving fucking Spurs behind. I think this game for Liverpool, this should almost be just a standard, just a quick 3 points, like no trouble. Yeah. Because that Tudor, he's got so much work to do there in such a short time. It's not happening, and with no league experience either. Like it's not looking good for them, man. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely I'm starting to prepare like for who could we actually take on off them on the cheap kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like they go down, we better be in for Van der Ven. You know what I mean? It's like there's one or two players that I want to hear interesting, you know what I mean? Especially because they'll be going cheap. Yeah, realistically, I think this should just be a mandatory 3 points for Liverpool. But again, Liverpool's not at the best of times, so you know what I mean? I could actually see this being a draw, which is more of a testament of how shit Liverpool have been. But I think
the fact that Tottenham are away, I think if Tottenham were at home, I'd probably say the worst that they can get is probably a draw. I think this game, and it's not because Liverpool, are just playing absolutely class, you know what I mean? I think it's one of them things for me that I don't think Tottenham are actually playing. I don't think their players are actually playing for this manager. I don't think they're playing for the club anymore. I think a lot of them, you look at Van der Ven, you look at Christian Romero probably. I'm trying to think who else they got now. I think a lot of their players might be looking at it thinking, you know what, we're going to get moves in the summer. I think someone like Van der Ven, there's people actually questioning Van der Ven and thinking that Van der Ven's not as good as what people thought. But I do think Van der Ven knows if Tottenham get relegated, he's definitely getting a move somewhere, and the funny thing is he'll get a move to one of the big clubs, whether it's in the Premier League or in La Liga or in Germany. I've always said Barcelona need someone like Mickey van der Ven with his pace in their high line. And, I've always said that if we can somehow get Van der Ven, or Murillo from Nottingham Forest, I'd be happy with that. But yeah, what I would say, man, is they're in trouble, man. They're in trouble, Tottenham, and I'm still gonna say they don't get relegated purely because I think they're gonna have just enough to survive. But I think against Liverpool on Sunday, I can't see them going to Anfield and winning. And again, Liverpool need the points, so yeah, I think it's one of them things for me, man. That yeah, they'll be in trouble, man. If I'm honest. But I think in terms of Liverpool's last game against Wolves, it was good to see Rio Engamoa start the game. Again, Rio's someone that you know over the last about a year ago, I would say now. I've actually played against him five-a-side. And I saw firsthand just how good he is. So the fact that he's now getting more game time is good because he deserves it, man. And you can clearly see that on that left-hand side. For me, he's already an upgrade on Cody Gakpo. Even at his young age. What's he, 17, Rio? He's already an upgrade on Cody Gakpo, and hopefully he gets more game time. And I think he does now anyway, because I think his performance against Wolves, he was instrumental in them winning that game in the cup. Even the cameo that he come on against them again in the league game where he almost scored as well. But I think, I think they're going to have too much, man, for me, for Tottenham. And I think Tottenham, they've got some tough games coming up as well, man. So yeah, but I mean, what do you think of them in the Champions League? Do you think Champions League is a good distraction for them, or do you think it's a tournament that they could do without?
What, Spurs?
Yeah, yeah,
But to be fair, it's the same answer for both teams, to be honest. I don't even know why I
mm,
clarified. I think both of them realistically need to be just focused on the league right now.
yeah,
Uh, Obviously, Liverpool desperately want to be finishing in top four. Like if they finish below Chelsea and Aston Villa, and to be fair, we are a surprise addition to the top four considering where we were at the start of the season with the manager and that.
mm,
So realistically, I think they need to go out, but I can't see them going out to Galatasaray.
mm,
And then on top of it, I think Spurs they're going straight out anyway because Atletico are doing all right at the minute, aren't they?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
they'll probably have like that silver lining around going out. The fact that now there's less distractions because I feel like that's the one thing that's been our saving grace. To be fair, if we'd have been
mm,
focused on FA Cup and some kind of European Cup, yeah, there's no way that we'd have been stringing in the Premier League results that we've got recently. Because the
yeah,
squad rotation it's going to play a part. That's what I've been saying to Arsenal fans all summer. Well,
mm,
all fucking year, shall I say? Like realistically, they need to fucking. It's not a case of we can compete for everything because certain clubs can't. I don't think any club can. Like even back in the day, Fergie used to basically put the kids out for the League Cup, no matter what stage of the cup it was,
yeah,
because there's no way we can put out strong teams in four competitions and hope to win them all. You know what I mean? It's just that's why quadruple talk's insane. Like it doesn't make any sense to me because any team that's made it like all the way to winning a League Cup. If you look at the rest of the stuff, like I think United in 08-09 was the closest to it. I think we won the League Cup, won the league, and I think it was semi-finals of the FA Cup and the Champions League final. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But still, that's very close considering what it's 3 games away from winning the fucking quadruple. But even that 08-09 team couldn't do it, and that was a ridiculous squad. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
mm,
It doesn't make sense why anybody would think that they could compete for the quadruple and have strong team out for everything. So like I say, they've
mm,
got games before the League Cup final and a game after the League Cup. Like before the League Cup, I think they've got a Champions League second leg followed by a league match and then the League Cup. That's how you're gonna put out three strong teams in all those ties.
yeah. No, exactly, man. It's a lot of football, man. And again, we've been told that they got the best squad around. You know, if anyone didn't see my stream on, when was it, on Saturday,
Yeah,
guys, make sure you go and watch that, because a certain Lumi Rain that wasn't on the stream, by the way, was saying that Arsenal have the best A and B team in history. I think it's quite clear to see that there was 10 teams that, you know, Arsenal don't make their current team. If we're being generous, probably only one player gets in. So if you haven't seen that stream, guys, make sure you go and watch that from Saturday. Um, but yeah, no, just going back onto Liverpool and Spurs, I think I'm gonna say Liverpool win this game, man. And I think, does that spell the end for Igor Tudor already? I mean, I don't think so, because I think, why would you get him in the first place? I think his appointment was odd in the first place anyway. But what I would say is, you know, he's not really done anything different to what Thomas Frank was doing. And this is why I said, as bad as Thomas Frank was doing, I do think Thomas Frank deserved at least the season, purely because of, you know, what he done at Brentford. You know, if you're thinking that he's missing his two creative players in Madison and Kulusevski, Kudus is out injured. You know, he's not had Romero and Van der Ven as a partnership too often, because one's either been injured or one's been suspended. So yeah, I do definitely think he did deserve a bit more time. But then bringing in Tudor, you know, you would have thought that it would have been like you know, a change straight away. But it's quite clear, man, that these players have just packed it in really. But yeah, they got a big game, man, against Liverpool. But I think Liverpool win that game anyway. So
nah, same. To be fair,
yeah,
I think it's one of them where they can't get rid of Tudor now. I feel like he's got to see out the season.
yeah,
Otherwise, like if they sack him, I feel like that's them almost admitting that they're going down in it,
yeah,
and they
exactly,
can't they
exactly.
can't do that just for ego's sake. But
Yeah,
like
I
you
agree.
said, I feel like there's so many players in that Tottenham team that know they've comfortably got to move. There's more, like, for example, looking at the three teams that I mentioned before, West Ham, Forest, and
Mm.
Tottenham. There's a lot more Tottenham players that are guaranteed a move than there are West Ham or Forest players. There might be a handful on West Ham, handful at Forest, but
Who do you think moves on from West Ham then?
well, personally, I'd say the only one that would be guaranteed like a top half of the table move would be Bowen, but I don't think he'd actually do it. I think he's there for the long haul
Yeah,
now.
I think if you're looking at Bowen, Bowen's what? I think Bowen might be 30 now. I think if he was to leave, it'll be during the summer. But I think sometimes, you know, when you've got everything there for you on the plate, you know, you, as I said before, you think of him being engaged to Danny Dyer. You know, he's captain. He's arguably one of their highest earners. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, just stay
Well,
put, because it might be a bit
yeah,
more
we'll know
comfortable in
where
that
his
sense.
bread's buttered there. It's like
There you
Bruno,
go.
why Bruno wants to stick around because he's got everything his own way. And that's how Bowen's got it there, innit? And obviously, like you're saying there, his missus, his dad is like one of the most famous West Ham fans around, innit?
There you go.
He's gonna have family pressure. He couldn't leave there. He's got a bit of hero in it. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like I say, and other than because I quite like the look of that striker, that Castellano, but he's only just gone, so I can't see him leaving.
Yeah, I don't want him, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's not many. There's not many. One or two that
I
might
think
be
I think some of
guaranteed.
it. I think some of it was good. I like some
Yeah,
of it.
some of it will get a move, but again, I could see some of it will go into somewhere like Everton, not someone like a fucking Liverpool.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
He
There's
could
it's
he
a
could be he could be the replacement for Iliman Njai if he comes to us.
yeah.
Yeah,
I could
hear it.
see a move like that, but that's the level of move we're talking about. And then
Mm.
at Forest, you've got Anderson, who's pretty much already going to be out the door anyway, regardless.
Yeah,
Then we're at a West Ham point there. Like,
yeah.
who really, other than maybe a Murillo, who else? You know what I mean? It's
I hear it.
but
I hear it.
at Tottenham, like I say, I was looking at some of the transfer rumors and stuff, and we'll get into it later. But there's quite a few Tottenham players that are already being rumored to fairly big moves. Uh,
Yeah,
I can't see them having the motivation that these Forest and West Ham play as well, because if they get relegated, they already not really wanted now. What happens when they're relegated? And you know what I mean? They're just gonna have to take pay cuts.
I
These
hear it. I
Tottenham
hear it.
players know they're secure, so
Bro, the thing is, this is why, yeah, I can't wait till the season's done, because I think there's going to be a lot of activity, man, in this window, and I think we're going to be active, and I think we might even be getting players, yeah, that we're probably not even talking about, and sometimes they're kind of the best signings for me, where you're getting players that you haven't really been linked with, and all of
yeah.
a sudden, it's like one under the radar. So let's hope that happens, innit? But yeah, I think Spurs, yeah, they could be in trouble after Sunday. And Liverpool, again, it just brings them maybe 3 points closer to us if we don't do the business against Aston Villa. And I think even if Liverpool win and you got Chelsea as well, that's definitely going to put Villa under pressure, because there's already talk about Unai Emery not staying. But I think if they don't get Champions League from the place that they've been in, I think a lot of players, the manager, they're going to be questioning things. So let's see what happens, innit? Let's go into the chat quickly. Big up yourselves, guys. Make sure we're smashing the likes. Make sure we're subbing to the channel. Make sure we're sharing the channel. And then make sure you go and follow Fitz as well on his socials, which is in the description. So Lumi with a wild takes again says, Gyökeres is twice the player of João Pedro. And you know what, Lumi, yeah? You know what? I'm not even going to put this in my notes, you know what I mean? Because we all know it's bollocks, you know what I mean? So it's not even going to go in the notes, but another sign of delusion yet again. But big up yourself anyway. Yeah, guys, make sure you're hitting the likes, guys. Make sure you're hitting the likes. West Ham are hitting form. Spurs have no top marksman up front, and Vicario has down tools. You know what? I've never really rated that Vicario in the first place, if I'm honest. And to think that they've had Hugo Lloris in recent times, and then they've had Vicario, that Kinski played in goal as well. They had the other guy, Austin, that played in goal. Like they've been struggling for keepers, really, and yeah, whether Vicario's down tools or not, I'm not too sure about that, but he's definitely struggling, and again, West Ham's next game is against Man City at home, which won't be easy. And again, Arsenal will be feeling confident if West Ham can take some points off before they play Everton, which we'll get into. But yeah, man, as I said, I think West Ham, they have been doing well as of late. I think they won their last game as well, and they're going to be a tough team. So for City to beat anyway. Where did you both predict for Spurs at the beginning of the season? You know what? I didn't say they'll be getting relegated. That's for sure. I said top half finish. Top half finish, I would say. What about you, Fitz? Where did you think they will finish start of the season?
I thought they actually had a half decent transfer window, so I thought that they was I thought, to be honest, both United and Tottenham was going to end up filling like the 5th and 6th spots. You know what I mean? I didn't know which one was going to be which, but I thought it was going to be close. But yeah, like obviously you can't foresee the amount of injuries that these men have had and how serious the injuries have been, in it.
Yeah.
Even the deepest squad could be like fucked by just 3 or 4 injuries, and I think these men are now currently sitting on like 12 or 13 in it. It's ridiculous. But I actually did, like I said, I had them 5th or 6th, and I had United the other. I thought the top 4 was going to be in no particular order. I thought the top 4 was going to be Arsenal, City, Liverpool. I thought Chelsea were going to sneak in there because they always seem to, and then I thought it was going to be us and Spurs neck and neck kind of thing.
Yeah,
but could never have.
I think the league table's been mad because I didn't see Spurs down there, even though they did finish down there last season. But as you said, with the transfer window they had, definitely a top half finish I would have predicted. But yeah, they've been shocking this season, man. Like but even when I look at Tottenham's team, I don't even think Tottenham have got a bad team, a bad lineup, and that's even without Kulusevski and Maddison. I think if you're looking at Romero, Van der Ven, Jed Spence, Porro, Udogie, any one of them at the back there or fullback, it's decent. You know what I mean? It's definitely not bottom half for me. The midfield, Papasar, Paulinho, Bergval, Bentancur, Bissouma. I'm not saying these guys are world beaters, you know what I mean? But definitely better than where they are.
Yeah, they're not
Their
relegation
attack is
battle
shocking.
players.
I have to say their attack is poor, man. I mean, I know he's gone now, but Brennan Johnson, Kolo Muani, yeah, man, they're poor. Solanke gets goals, to be fair. I think Mattis Tell's been shocking, but he has got a bit better. Richarlison's a threat, but he's either injured or suspended. Odebear's decent, but is he a starter? And then you've got Xavi Simons, who's in and out of games, you know what I mean? So their attack is poor, but I definitely didn't think they'll be near the bottom half, man. No way. But yeah, that's their minute. Big up to Clockenders, says looking forward to the draw, boys. Well, let's see if you're looking forward to it, man, when you guys meet Man City. I'll tell you now, yeah, if you guys get Port Vale, yeah, I swear to God, someone needs to go and sort out some sort of inquest, man, because I've never seen a run of Wigan, Portsmouth, Mansfield, and then possibly Port Vale. I think there'll be something definitely going on there, man. So, yeah, let's see who you boys get. I reckon, though, Arsenal get either Chelsea, Liverpool, or City. I reckon they get either one of them. I'm convinced. So, let's see anyway. Karen Kumar says Fernandez gets a move. What do you mean he gets a move? Like, if he gets a move, it's going to be to Saudi. Because I'll tell you now, there ain't no European teams. No matter what people say to you, there's no European teams that are going to come in and offer Bruno 300 grand a week at his age. No matter what some deluded people tell you. Some people will have you think that the likes of Bayern Munich and that will be in for him. I've already told you why Bayern Munich won't go and sign him. Because why would they sign Bruno Fernandes and stop the development of Musiala and Leonard Cole? So again, I'm not sure what move he's getting. It's probably going to be Saudi. But one thing's for certain, get him out of it at the end of the season. I'm not here for no Bruno revisionism on here, man. No way. Oh, okay. I'll take it back. Matthias Fernandes. Nah, you know what? I don't take it back. Bruno Fernandes can go. But yeah, Matthias Fernandes, I thought he meant. So where's you man's ball knowledge? Matthias Fernandes from West Ham, defo gets a big move. Now listen, man, the ball knowledge is here. Don't worry, man. We just didn't think of him. But yeah, listen, if you guys haven't seen the stream from the other day, there was 4 players that I said that could be replacements for Bruno, not directly in the same position, but players that can strengthen our midfield. And Matthias Fernandes was definitely one of them. Although I think the only way we get Matthias Fernandes is if we miss out on the bigger targets. So, but he's definitely a good player, man. And I think if West Ham was to get relegated, he's another player that will definitely be off, in my opinion, because he's already played in the Championship with Southampton. So,
no, but that's what I'm saying, no, innit? There's only a handful. Like, obviously, the names might not pop to mind immediately, but I know that there's 3 or 4 players for Forest and 3 or 4 players for West Ham that are going to be guaranteed moves, you know what I mean? But let's be real about it. There's a lot more Tottenham players that are comfortable knowing that they have backup plans than there are West Ham players and Forest players. Obviously, if you want me to pull up each squad and I can tell you which ones will get moves, I will do. But come on, guys, we should all be clear which West Ham players we're talking about and which Forest players, innit? You don't have to name all 4 for you.
Yeah. Exactly. I think Van der Ven is definitely one of them for Tottenham. Matthias Fernandes definitely one for West Ham. I think if we're looking at 2 players leaving West Ham, for me, Fernandes and Somerville, I think are the 2 most likely. I think Bowen, I don't know if Bowen goes, man, based on what we already mentioned anyway. Big up to I Am Titanium. Big up yourself. Fitz survived Carrick Ball, it seems. I think we all did.
Bro, the smoke was real that day. The smoke was real. Nah, but it's all love, though. Carrick Ball, obviously, when he calmed down and that, we had a civil conversation, you know what I mean? He's a good lad. He's a good lad. Don't worry about it, man.
Well, I was just doing the stream, man. I see the chat flying off. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. But nah, listen, it was all banter, man. Big up to Gamer, big up Reluctant Gamer. Says, who do you think getting relegated? Tottenham. I mean, I think Tottenham will stay up, but I think Fritz thinks they'll go down. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. City will get Port Vale. Boy, who knows, man? Who knows? Anyhow, it's Arsenal, man. I think, as I said, there's something definitely that's going on there. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's move it on anyway to the next topic we're going to discuss. Weekend predictions. So let me bring up the actual fixtures and let me see, because I think there is some tasty games in there, man. Burnley and Bournemouth. I think Burnley are going down, if I'm honest. You know, I think even if Burnley were to win this game, I mean, I think along with probably you'll have to say Wolves, even though Wolves are putting up a fight, man, but I think it's going to be too late because they've got quite a few points to try and overhaul, but you never know, innit? But I think Bournemouth, to be fair, have been in some decent form. And I did see something the other day, yeah, which has to be the biggest load of rubbish I've seen, yeah. Apparently, Man United are looking at Marcus Tavernier from Bournemouth.
I've seen the same thing, you know.
Bro, I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, but whoever's making up this bullshit news, yeah, like they need to be questioned, man. Because why the hell are we gonna go in for Marcus Tavernier? Why? Why? Like, and Tavernier is actually a good player, yeah, but he's not Man United level, if we're being serious. So when I see that news, I just thought, yeah, man, let's just move on. But listen, they have been in good form, man. They got that new player Ryan as well that replaced Semenyo. He looks decent. Evan Nilsson, Alex Scott, Tyler Adams in the midfield. I mean, what are you saying for this game? Because I actually think Burnley might get something from this game, but I don't think they'll win. I think they'll draw the game.
I don't think they get anything. They've been like, you remember when I was saying like the first half of the season, Wolves weren't bad; they were just mad unlucky. That's been Burnley since January, bro. Like, they've not actually been bad. There's been goals in them and that, but everything's just gone against them. I think this is going to be another one like that, but I think it's going to be a closer game than you'd expect for how well Bournemouth have been doing and how poor Burnley have been doing. I think it'll be like 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 Bournemouth. I've gone.
I'm gonna say 1-1. 1-1. I think if Burnley were away from home, but I think at home, you know, they do score goals, you know, and I think Bournemouth have been slightly better lately. But yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna say 1-1. Sunderland and Brighton. For me,
1-1, me.
You going 1-1?
Yeah, Sunderland at home, so they're a difficult team to beat. I would have had Brighton win if it was Brighton. Brighton, but nah, Sunderland are a difficult team to play, man.
They are, yeah, they are. I think the Brighton against Arsenal game was poor on their part, really. You know, they should have at least got a goal in that game. And again, Brighton are one of them teams, they're a bit hit and miss. You know what I mean? 1 minute they're good, 1 minute they're poor in it. So I'm going to say Sunderland home win. I'm going to say home win. I was thinking a draw, but I think Sunderland might nick it 1-0. And I think a lot of Sunderland's, you know, their kind of form, I think a lot of it's down to Granit Xhaka. You know, I think when Granit Xhaka plays, they're a different team, innit? So, yeah. I mean, if he starts the game, I think they win it. You know, I'm not saying they'll win it by a big margin, but I reckon it might be like a 1-0. You know, maybe a 2-1.
I can see it. I can see it. But I just think Brighton they're gonna have to turn up after after that Arsenal match. They've got to turn up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear it.
Like you say, they are hot and cold in it, but they were cold last time out, so they should be on form this time out in it. But
I just think away from home, though, I as you said, Sunderland are good at home, so I think they might. Yeah, I think they might nick it, man. 1-0 or 2-1. Thoughts on Florentino? Yeah, listen, Florentino Luis is a good player. He is. And if anyone remembers, man, he was rated highly back in the day at Benfica. You know, there was talk about him following in the same path as Renato Sanchez. Obviously, if anyone remembers Renato Sanchez obviously at Bayern Munich. But Luis is good. And again, he's someone that if Burnley get relegated, you know, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at probably Marcus Edwards, probably as well. There might be a bit of interest in both of them. You know what I mean? But I reckon they're definitely going down one way or another anyway. You know? But anyway, let's move it on. Chelsea, Newcastle. Didn't even know Chelsea were playing Newcastle, yeah? I mean, you'd have to believe Chelsea being at home, they should actually win this game. But Newcastle won them teams, isn't it? And again, both teams obviously got Champions League in midweek. It depends how they kind of recover from that, really. Newcastle are a weird team. They're a weird team because they're one of them teams, yeah, that you don't really want to play because, you know, they've got players in their team that are quite physical, energetic, you know what I mean? And they've got players in their team that can win games. You know, I'm a massive fan of Sandro Tonali. As I said before, Tonali, for me, if we can get Tonali at the Theatre of Dreams, man, then bring him through, boy. I don't care, man. Him, Camavinga, him, Baleba, wrap the window up, man. Because I've always said that Tonali is the best midfielder, one of the best midfielders in this league. You know, he's better than Bruno Guimaraes for me. And I think with Tonali, I think more times, if he plays well, then Newcastle, you know, they're going to be on the end of a better result for me, you know, because I think he's that good. But I'm going to say, you know what? I want to say a draw. But I'm going to say Chelsea home win because I think the Newcastle against Barcelona game, that's going to take a lot out of them and they're going to have to play their best team. And I think, yeah, them going away from home, I believe if they were at home against Chelsea, I could see them probably picking up something. But I think going away from home, having played Barcelona in the Champions League, I'm going to say they lose that game. So I'm going to say 3-1 Chelsea.
Yeah.
What are you going for?
I've gone 2-2 draw me because
2-2, yeah?
Simply because I know Chelsea by right should win because they're at home. But Chelsea play PSG away a day after Newcastle play Barca at home. So just for that reason there, I feel like Newcastle.
So Chelsea are getting obviously a day's rest, basically, isn't it?
No. Newcastle are getting the extra day's rest.
Oh, okay.
Newcastle play tomorrow, and then on Wednesday,
PSG
play Chelsea. You get me?
Okay, so that might change it then.
Newcastle's got the extra day rest, and obviously Newcastle are playing Barca at home, but Chelsea are going to Paris. So I just feel like for those reasons, I feel like Newcastle will have a bit more of an edge about them. And like you say, they're not a nice team to play against. You know what I mean? They have got a lot of quality in their squad. So yeah, I personally feel like it's going to be a draw, but I think there's going to be a fair few goals in the game.
Yeah, you know what? That might change it then because I'm thinking. The only thing I'm banking on though is that Chelsea are at home. That's the only thing. Because I think if it was away at Newcastle, I'd probably say Newcastle to nick it 1-0 or something like that. But I don't know. That's difficult, to be fair. That's difficult. You know what? I'm gonna say Chelsea to win still, yeah. But I'm gonna say Chelsea to win it 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1 rather than the 3-1. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if it's actually a draw, you know, just based on that, you know. But let's see anyway. Let's see. I think Arsenal will do the quadruple of second places. Bro, listen, you're wrong, man. Because Champions League, they'll be out way before that. Because that fan base there, they're sleeping on Bayer Leverkusen. I'm telling you, yeah. Don't sleep on Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen, they could shock Arsenal. You know, the first leg is away at the Bayer Arena, yeah. And don't be surprised if Bayer Leverkusen take a win back to the Emirates. You know, I think Arsenal will be playing for a draw, as they always do, hoping they take it back to the Emirates and nick in the win. But if I tell you now, if Leverkusen come out there with something, yeah, Arsenal could be in trouble, man, because I think the one thing about Arsenal, yeah, is that when they open up against teams, they're very vulnerable. And again, Leverkusen are not going to win the Champions League for me, but Arsenal would need to go there, not conceding, and taking something back there to something to hang on to in it. But who knows, man? Who knows? Big up to Emily Rowe. Big up yourself for coming through. Big up. Let's see this. Oh, okay, yeah. Big up to Philly 1-4. Says, nah, I mean it'll be the 4th time in a row they finished 2nd in the Prem, mate. Yeah, listen, I hear it, man. That'll be a record as well. You know, everyone knows 2nd place means you're the first loser. So as I said, man, you know, let them get carried away. It's 7 points. Everything's looking good. City got the game in hand. City still got to play them. And it's still in City's hand. You know, as I said, with Arsenal just need to keep winning every game, because as soon as they drop points, this is when it's going to panic stations, because City have that game in hand. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Leverkusen have lost literally everyone apart from Tapsoba, Grimaldo, and Alex Garcia. Yeah, big up. I hear it. They have got, you know, Ben Seguer as well. They've got Christian Kafane, who was linked with Man United. They have still got a decent team. You know what I mean? If I'm predicting it though, Arsenal for me should beat by Leverkusen. But all I'm saying is that, you know, this first leg against them away from home, if Bayer Leverkusen somehow get out of there with a win, it's gonna change it, because Fitz, who are Arsenal playing after the second leg or before the second leg? They got some tough games there.
Fucking one set. What, in the league, or are you talking in the Champions
in
League?
The league, yeah, because that will change it for them.
One sec.
Because it depends who they're playing. If they've got a tough league game, they're gonna have to play a strong team against whatever league team they're playing, and then a strong team in the Champions League. So that this first leg is going to be crucial for them.
But to be fair, you see, with the Leverkusen setup, they've got Leverkusen, Everton, then back to Leverkusen, and then they've got the League Cup final like 5 days after Leverkusen. So it's not like they're going to want to put out a full strength team against Leverkusen when they know they've got City in a final in a few days.
Okay, so it's Leverkusen, Everton, Leverkusen, City.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what I'm trying to say to you, yeah. Now, if they get beat by Leverkusen in the first leg, and they're obviously going to play their strongest team, yeah, they're going to play their strongest team against Everton, and then having to play their strongest team against Leverkusen, then having to play their strongest team against Man City. So,
and how much do you want to bet someone gets injured during that string of games there?
But that's what I'm saying. So they're going to have to play their strongest team in 4 games straight. And this could be the undoing. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. If they lose the first leg, they're under pressure. Because it's not like they can go into the second leg thinking, oh, let's change 1 or 2 players to rest some other players. They're going to have to go full throttle in all 4 games. And this game against Leverkusen tomorrow is crucial, because let's say they take a 2-0, 3-0 lead to the Emirates. They can afford to, you know, start, let's say, Declan Rice on the bench, or rest Gabriel or whoever. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if they lose the game, someone's bound to get injured, man, within them 4 games. So let's see, man. But yeah, Leverkusen have a chance. But I think if we're honest, you know, it's Arsenal are the favourites, no doubt. You know what I mean? Gab, you're way off. There's no way Leverkusen get past us. Big up to Clock Enders, man. That's another one for the notes, by the way. Big up yourself, man. Bear me 1 minute. Yeah, that's another one for the notes. Let me just screenshot that. Clock Enders, big up yourself, man. Because I hope for your sake, yeah, it don't happen. I hope it don't happen for your sake, you know. But don't sleep on them, man. Watching Arsenal is like watching Gaelic football. Yeah, I think that's a disrespect to Gaelic football, man. To be honest, it's not in City's hands, though, is it? Of course it is. Of course it is in City's hands because City's still got to play you, and they've got the game in hand. So all it takes really is Arsenal to just drop points in any game, and it's in City's hands. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because if you guys drop points against Everton, which we'll get onto, and then City beat West Ham, it's in City's hands.
Yeah, because if City didn't have to play, well, if Arsenal didn't have to play City at home
Then
Etihad,
it'd be
and
Arsenal.
or they didn't have the game in hand, then now it's in Arsenal's hands, in it. But when there is 6 points like in it, and there's 6 points there that City could take quite easily, fucking man, it's both hands are on it right now, and it's who lets it slip first, really.
There you go. And the way City, and you know what was interesting, against what City done to Newcastle, that was City's second string, and they went away and absolutely battered Newcastle, really, Arsenal changed their lineup, and struggled against Mansfield. They had to bring on Eze to win the game, and let's not forget Mansfield had a few chances as well. So, listen, let's remain cautious. 1 minute, let me just get through some of the chats, and then we'll get back on. Big up to Craven Cottage, Fulham. Big up yourself. You guys must be distraught, man, after that loss yesterday to who did you get beat by yesterday? Southampton. 90th minute penalty. Mad. Big up to Mamba. Super duper Mick. Yeah, we hear it. These guys never learn, man. Never learn. Anyway, let's get back onto the game. So Chelsea, Newcastle. I'm gonna say 2-1. Fitz reckons it'll be a 2-2 draw. You said?
Yeah.
Cool. Which brings us on nicely to Arsenal Everton. 5:30 kickoff.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've put it down as a draw, me.
Right, that's exactly what I was gonna say, And the reason I'm saying that, is because I'm basing it off of, are they playing tomorrow or is it Wednesday?
I think it's tomorrow. I'll just double check it quick. I've got it.
Yeah, I mean, regardless anyway, if it's tomorrow or Wednesday.
Oh no, Wednesday.
They're playing on Wednesday, As I said, I'm saying the Arsenal Everton game could be a draw, purely because it depends on what they do in the Champions League. So I'll tell you this now: if they don't beat Leverkusen, it's going to put pressure onto this league game. And is he going to be forced to make 1 or 2 changes, knowing that the Leverkusen game is going to be straight after? So
I think this Everton game's the game that Arteta's looking at, thinking this is where I can rotate. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, I don't think he can rotate. I wouldn't rotate against Everton. I'm telling you.
Trust me, bro. Trust me, man. David Moyes knows what he's doing.
Moyes is going to set up in the way to nullify them, and we know their attack shit anyway. So, bro. Listen, I'm going for a draw as well. I'm going for a draw.
I'm going 1-1. No, cause I don't think there's a lot of goals in it. I think it's a 0-0 or a 1-1.
Yeah, and you know what as well, though. You know what as well. If you look at Everton, they've got a few aerial threats as well. You look at if I'm right, you know that Tierno Barry.
Yeah.
I think there was a stat. It could be changed now, but I think there was a stat saying that Tierno Barry has the best leap in the Premier League or something like that. Out of the strike, it's either out of the strikers or something like that. I remember there was one of the commentators was saying his leap is mad. Apparently,
I've seen a few games where a stats popped up saying that like most aerial duels won has been Tierno Barry. You get me? And it's like I remember the first time it happened. It was when they played us at Old Trafford with 10 man. And he was dominating everything because all he was doing was just kicking long balls up to him all day.
Yeah,
he won absolutely everything.
Yeah,
and to be fair, my man, by hook or by crook, he's bagging all the time as well. Like, look at like the last game. Did he not just get shoved and he just
Oh
ended
yeah,
up
yeah,
back
against
the net with
Newcastle.
the ball,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah.
It's insane the look that guy is having. So yeah, man, I think they can cause a problem. I'm not gonna lie. I think
The thing is as well though, yeah. Everton, and this is why I'm saying it could be a draw because Everton have up until Saturday to rest all their players, think of a plan. And I'm telling you this now. I'm telling you they could get a draw. I know Titanium saying they could pull off a shock. I'm guessing he means a win. I think at home I don't expect Arsenal to lose the game, but I think a draw. I don't think it's out of the question, man. You know, Titanium reckons Everton 1-0. Well, one thing I'd say, yeah, is that they could, if they do exactly what they've done against United in terms of, you know, trying to be very physical, you know, it could change it. It could change it. But
and let's not forget like these man where the second game against us where everyone was online talking about these man in the box, how rough, and it was like a Royal Rumble going on in the middle of the box.
yeah, it's
Like,
embarrassing, man.
yeah, these man like very physical. These man are not going to be intimidated by Gabriel or
Yeah,
Saliba. And if you're not going to put these man on, this is the game where you're going to think we can rotate. Yo,
exactly.
Mosquito and them man under pressure, bro. Telling you.
I hear it. I hear it. And the thing is as well, yeah, what I can see happening in this game, yeah, Gabriel is gonna be tasked with trying to rough up. Is you know what it is? I can predict what's gonna happen. Yeah, Gabriel's gonna try and rough up Tierno Barry. Yeah, and then knowing that they've got what's his name, Saliba, if he's back with his pace on the cover. Yeah, and then obviously you're gonna have Iliman NDI if he plays on the left hand side up against Yuri and Timber. But I'm telling you this now: if they struggle in Germany, it could be a different game for them for that Arsenal defense because they're gonna have to play full throttle in Germany, full throttle against Everton, and then the return leg, and then the Carabao Cup final. So,
Bro,
listen, man, these are the kind of
if these man want to try and make their home leg easier, they need to go full throttle tomorrow. Well, on Wednesday, I mean, because if they don't, then essentially they're gonna have to put a full strength team out just a few days before the League Cup final. Now, making it all the way to the final, are you really looking to sacrifice that bit of silverware to try and just make sure that you go through the next round of the Champions League? Like, this is where Arteta's got to make some serious calls. Like, I think they go out against Leverkusen on Wednesday and try to get the win. But if by half time they're not 2-0 up, they're gonna settle for the draw, guaranteed. And then obviously,
I think if they get a draw against Leverkusen, then they'll be happy with that because they'll be thinking, bring it back home, one of them set piece goals.
Yeah.
But the one worry I'd say is if they open up against any team, because I don't think they can be sleeping on Leverkusen. You know, Leverkusen beat Man City, if you remember, this season. So I wouldn't be sleeping on Leverkusen. But as I say, Arsenal are the favourites. But the game against Everton, as I said, man, they need to be careful. Big up to Michael Bracewell. Big up yourself. Didn't Barry try to play in the Ball League? What, Gareth Barry, or is that Turner Barry? I don't know. I think is it Gareth Barry or Turner Barry? I'm not even too sure, but I didn't hear that anyway. Big up to Jay. Big up. Spurs is so bad right now, makes me want to quit watching footy. I hear it, man. I hear it. Listen, they've won. They've got European heritage, not for everyone. So it can't be that bad, Jay, man. It can't be that bad.
Yo, it's crazy when you think about it. Like how many London clubs have got European heritage, and Arsenal's not one of them.
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it?
Crazy, isn't it?
It is mad. It is mad. Big up to Mosh Ikaden. Big up yourself. We'll beat him in first gear. Let's see, boy. Let's see. Don't worry, man. This is all being noted down, you know. It's all being noted down. Fitz, put that in the notes, boy. We'll beat him in first gear. Yeah. These guys don't learn, man. They don't learn. Gab, when will you accept that we Arsenal are winning the league? No matter how much you want that to happen, bro. I'm never gonna accept it, man. Never. It's not gonna happen. You guys ain't won a league title in 20 plus years. Why am I gonna change my mind now? It's not gonna happen, bro. Listen, you guys can do all the banter you want, man. But as soon as you drop points against Everton, it's game over. I'm telling you. Don't say you weren't warned. We've been telling you the whole season. You know, we've been telling you. What is your dream summer signing apart from Camavinga? For me, dream summer signing. Because yeah, Camavinga's number one, man. I've wanted Camavinga at Man United for years. I would have to say, for me, Adam Wharton. If we can get again, because I think the reason Camavinga's the number one, because I would take Camavinga if it meant that we missed out on Baleba. But I don't think we get Camavinga. So that's why I'm saying Baleba needs to be the other one. But if we can get a Baleba, I should know. You know what? I'll change my mind, actually. I'm going to say Sandro Tonali. Because the fact that if we get Camavinga, Tonali midfield, tell me a better midfield pairing than them two. Tell me. You know what I mean? But do I think we get either player? It's unlikely, but I hope we can. But if we don't get Camavinga or Tonali, then for me, Baleba, Walton in the midfield. I know everyone's getting mad about Elliot Anderson, and I do think Anderson's a good player. I don't think Anderson comes to us really anyway. I've always said that. But yeah, for me, I'll be happy with Camavinga. Adam Wharton and Baleba for me as two midfielders. I know both of them are left-footed, you know. But again, we need some more balance in that midfield. So some left-footed players in central midfield. And again, if you've got two players like that, you know, and you can chop and change them. Again, Wharton can play on the right side anyway. Then this is what we got to do for me. But if we can get Camavinga and Tonali, man, then boy, listen, we'll be in business. That's what I would say. Right, let's carry it on anyway, guys. I'll get back to your questions and comments in a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1. Arsenal Everton. Fitz, you're going 1-1 as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, man. West Ham City. 8 o'clock kickoff on Saturday after the Arsenal game. So I think this is key for me because City will know what needs to happen before the Arsenal game, which for me, that makes it straightforward for me. I know West Ham have been doing well as of late, but the fact that City will know what's required, you know, they've managed to rest literally their majority of their lineup against Newcastle. So their players coming back will be fresh. West Ham are playing tonight against Brentford. You know, they are playing a few of their starters anyway. But I think City, for me, one way or another, will win that game. You know, and the incentive is going to be how Arsenal get on against Everton. And I think if Arsenal draw against Everton, City will know, listen, nothing less than a win. So that's how I see it unfolding, man. What you saying, Fitz?
To be fair, I think City definitely make sure they come away with the 3 points, especially after dropping points to Forest. They're not going to be dropping more points to another team fighting relegation. But I do think it's going to be one of them where it's a close call. Like it's gonna be the leadership and the experience that pulls them through. Because I feel like it'll end up being 1-1 until about the 70th, 80th minute, and somebody will pull something out of somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going 2-1. I did initially have it down as 2-0, but the way West Ham have actually been, they've had a bit of fight about them. Like I say, I see the West Ham City match being closer than Spurs match against Liverpool. You know what I mean? And considering where Liverpool are and where City are, and the other two are both fighting relegation, like, you wouldn't expect it. You'd expect City to have a more clear-cut match, but West Ham are actually fighting, and there is some quality in there. And like I say, there's guys fighting for their lives there, innit? I feel like they're definitely going to be fighting, but
Yeah.
City, like I say, City's now. It doesn't matter how many of them won the treble. Like if you look at even the players that they brought in, like Donnarumma, Champions League winner, multiple league titles to his name. You know what I mean? Like these
Mm.
men know how to get the job done. It's obviously Semenyo and Gay. They've not, but you can see Gay has got the qualities that are required to get you over the line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And Semenyo's proven to be a quality signing as well. Uh,
Mm.
you, I just feel like them man are just yeah, like it was. I think it was the Newcastle match what convinced me. Like yeah, these men are winning this title just because.
Mm.
But at the end of it, when Haaland just dropped down like starfished in the middle of the pitch, and like you could tell he was fucked, but he was running,
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
100% until that whistle went, and
Mm.
that's the difference
Yeah.
because these kind of men will run their socks off until the whistle goes to make sure they get over the line.
Yeah.
Too many of these inexperienced teams, they switch off and mistakes happen and last minute goals and equalizers and winners and shit. Yeah, man. I feel like City are just gonna have the edge over everyone they face for the rest of this season now. You know what I mean? They just
Yeah. I agree, and
can
I
smell
think
blood.
the draw against Forest was poor, really, and I think the one concern they'll probably have is that when they like 2-0 ahead, or was it 1-1?
No,
I think it was 1-1, wasn't it?
I think it was 1-1, you know,
Mm.
and then they
I
pulled
think
one.
I think with City, I think City, if they get a couple of goals ahead, like, and I'm saying against any team moving forwards, I think they're gonna, they're gonna learn from previous mistakes and try and see the game out. So,
Yeah,
and that's the key against West Ham. I think if they get the first goal, you know, I reckon this time they'll be more focused to kind of see the game out. But I think if they're behind, it's going to leave them too much to do. But again, they've got a tough Champions League game as well against Real Madrid.
yeah.
So it depends, man. They're going away as well, just like Arsenal. And I think a lot of it's going to depend on, um, how they come back from that game. But the thing is with me though, I'm thinking, do Man City want the Premier League more than the Champions League? And what do Arsenal want? Because I think Arsenal would want the Premier League more than Champions League. So
I feel like any team should be focused more on the league more than the Champions League.
yeah,
Because even like, for example, Fergie's biggest thing always was winning the Champions League. Like
mm,
always, when he first came after the first Prem title, he wanted like us competing for the Champions League constantly. But that was almost the pressure of the Sir Matt Busby and all that kind of shit.
yeah,
But in this modern day, I don't feel like any manager should be prioritizing any other competition over the
mm,
one you play week in, week out. Uh, for example, that I know obviously Liverpool won a Champions League, but again, anytime that's discussed, it's brought up. But where did you finish in the league that year? It was probably the worst team in the history of winning the Champions League. You know what I mean?
mm, mm,
But it, realistically, it doesn't mean nothing to them, man, because they all got the medals and that. But nah, you want a strong performance in your league. That's how you really gauge who's who really in it.
yeah,
Champions League, you can have a lucky draw. Like look at Arsenal. Realistically, would say they've got the easiest run because they're already looking past Leverkusen. Then the next round they'll have Sporting or Bodo, and they'll be looking straight past them because they're not even showing respect to Leverkusen. You know what I mean? Them man,
yeah,
Leverkusen were invincibles a season ago. Yeah,
mm,
they lost bare players, but you're acting like these man just sold players and didn't bring anyone in. They got so much big money for a lot of them players. You really think they've not replaced wisely,
yeah,
considering they'd already built a squad that was, you know what I mean,
mm,
worthy of winning an invincible in a one-team fucking league as well, you know. Like for them to do that, in a league where it's always been Bayern Munich being only disrupted by Dortmund, really. I swear Leverkusen at one point, did they not have a nickname of Neverkusen? because they just
I
never
can't, I can't,
won
I
the
can't
title.
remember, man.
I swear in
I can't
Germany
remember.
they actually had a joke about them, called them Neverkusen because they never got over the line. You get me, bro? Man are looking past these man they've not grown as a club. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but
like I say,
I think the Arsenal fans that are looking past Leverkusen is I think it's nerves. I think they're nervous because even if you look at, for instance, Clockenders in the chat, Mamba in the chat, Lumi Rain, they're praying that Arsenal get over the line because they know the smoke's coming their way in it. So this is
yeah,
why I don't even mind, yeah, these guys just talking the most because I've always said this at the end of the season, you know, we'll be having the last laugh. So
yeah,
for me, um, I think the fact that they're looking past Leverkusen, you know, you have to remember, man, this is a team that won the Bundesliga recently. You know, they won a league title. Your team ain't won one in 20 years. So I don't really know where all this looking past Leverkusen because they have lost players, and fair enough. And Arsenal are the favourites going into this game. But I promise you this now, if you guys do not come away from there, yeah, with a positive result, it's gonna be panic stations for that club, man. I promise you.
but this is the thing though. On the flip side of things, if I'm an Arsenal fan, realistically, any Arsenal fan right now, other than Mamba and probably Lumi, because they're both delusional. Like Clark Enders will admit winning the Champions League isn't actually on the cards. You know what I mean? He can
Yeah,
probably see them getting to the final because realistically, in their mind, in most Arsenal fans' minds, yeah,
bro,
the
they're not getting to
Leverkusen
no
and
finals.
Bodo and
I
that.
promise you, no
No,
finals.
but
Hardly
this
so.
is the thing. The thinking when you get to a semis, it'll either be Atletico or Barca, but they're the only two real. Like, it's not going to be Tottenham or fucking Newcastle, is it? So realistically, the thinking maybe we can scrape it past the semi-final and then it's 90 minutes in it. But let's be real, you're
Bro, I
not.
promise you this now, yeah. I promise you this now. They don't make semi-finals. I promise you.
But this is the thing, though. If they do, imagine if they do, yeah, that's all. Like already, we're looking at just this one Leverkusen fixture, and they're like, right, so they've got to juggle within
Mm,
just a handful of days, 2 legs, a league match in between, and then a match against City after it. If they make it through to the next round, yeah, even if it is Sporting or Bodo, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
You've still now got 120 minutes minimum to play of fucking football. When you've got City breathing down your neck, you can't drop a single point.
Yep.
It's a lot to ask of anyone. And when you've got players in the City squad of the experience they have, you know these men are not going to drop many points. We have to be on job here. And
Yeah.
for me, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'd be thinking we kind of need to get knocked out of this now, have a shock result, get knocked out so we can focus on it, or fuck off the FA Cup, one of the two. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Like they definitely need to cut down some of the games if they're expecting to really get across the line in the league. Because there's no way. Like I say, I don't feel Arteta's a good enough manager to get that right. You know what I mean? I've
yeah.
watched so many quality managers try to juggle like multiple fucking tournaments. You don't get all four. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Not in England. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
I personally feel like someone should prioritize, and if City's got anything about them, they will be thinking, well, we've got Real now. If we can get past them, we've more than likely got Bayern because Bayern will beat Atlanta. Yeah. And then after that, we're gonna have PSG or Liverpool or who's the nah, because
Man City.
or
Man City.
Chelsea, if Chelsea can squeeze through because Galatasaray, let's be real, Galatasaray probably aren't gonna beat Newcastle,
Bro,
Liverpool.
listen, you never know, man. It's Champions League, man.
No,
It's
no,
you
but
never
if they
know.
do, I can't
You
see
never
them
know.
beating PSG though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's realistically, it's PSG after Bayern. You've got a
But again,
lot.
Monaco beat PSG the other on the weekend, 3-1.
Now I hear it, but over 2 legs, Champions League, Luis
Mm,
Enrique normally gets it right.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I'm always gonna go with who, like, a lot of the times it is down to the squad and performance and stuff, but when it's a tight one, I'm coming back to just who's the manager, who normally gets it right in these situations. And to be fair, like I say, I could see Pep like beating Enrique over 2 legs in a semi-final, but at the same time, like just to get there, that's 6 games against 3 of the top teams in Europe. I'd take this opportunity to bow out. You know what I mean? Put out a second string team and put out a full strength team on weekend against West Ham and send a real message that will shit Arsenal fans up, Arsenal's team up, Arteta. Everyone will be looking at it like they want this league. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
knowing that you've got to go to the Etihad and play them, that's sending a serious message that, yo, I think that would rattle Arsenal to the core. You know what I mean? You got to talk mind games. Pep's always been fucking into his mind games and he throws little comments out there to leave people thinking, you know what I mean? He's definitely one of them. If I was him, I'd be thinking right now, this is probably my last season. I've already won them a Champions League. I did that in a treble. They're happy. You know what I mean? Let me bow out with the league.
Boy, I'll be honest with you. I can't wait, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting because next 4 games for Arsenal, you'd probably say it's going to shape the season for them. It's going to shape the season. Champions League, Carabao. It's going to shape the season, man. And as I said, this is what I like. I like crunch time. City have been there and done it time and time again. Arsenal are still yet to prove that they can even do it. So again, all this chat is just for no reason, but it is what it is, isn't it? Let's get through some of the predictions and then we'll go back onto some of the comments and the questions. Guys, make sure you're smashing the likes, make sure you're subbing to the channel, and make sure you're sharing the channel as well on all your social media platforms. And make sure you go and follow Fitz as well on his socials, which is in the description. So yeah, I'm gonna say City win the game. I'm gonna say 2-0 City. Away from home, 2-0.
Yeah, that's what I had down first, but I just feel like West Ham's they're gonna create something. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot.
I want to say 2-0, yeah.
There's a lot of passion in that team. You know what I mean? Yeah. I reckon they go down swinging. So yeah, I can just see him scraping something.
Yeah, but I just think City, the fact that they drop points to Forest, like there's no, you know what I mean? There's no respite now. They have to literally go there and dispatch them. Simple, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say 2-0. I'm gonna say 2-0. Let's move it on. Crystal Palace Leeds. Now, obviously, Palace last time out beating Tottenham at home. I mean, they've been decimated by departures from their team. Glasner's obviously leaving as well at the end of the season. Leeds, I think Leeds won, was it yesterday they won in the Carabao? So, but again, last time out, how did they get on? I think didn't they get beaten in the last league game as well, Leeds? Let me check. So their last league game, yeah, they lost to Sunderland 1-0 at home. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of them games, really. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a home win or an away win, really. You know, I think those two teams there's no sort of consistency there, you know what I mean? But I think the fact that Palace won at home, I mean, away from home against Tottenham, you know, that probably give them some confidence. So yeah, I'm gonna say Palace home win. But again, I don't think it'll be by a lot. I think it might be like a 2-1 game. I think Calvert-Lewin might get back on the score sheet. I think is Lacroix back or is he still like suspended?
I think he'll still be suspended, innit?
But he got did he get 2 yellows or was it a straight red?
No, it was a straight red, wasn't it?
Oh, he got a straight red?
I swear it was.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was denying a goal scoring opportunity, innit?
Yeah. I thought he got 2 yellows. So yeah, if it's a straight red, that means he's still out then.
Yeah, I think it was a straight red.
Yeah, but I think the fact that Leeds are going to Palace should be a bit more confident. Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-0 Palace. Oh, sorry, 2-1 Palace, should I say?
Yeah, no. To be fair, I've gone 2-1 here as well. You know, I just think Palace have been shaky. They're going to concede, but obviously, like that win against Tottenham,
Yeah.
that's gonna definitely put some wind beneath their sails, and it like there's no
Mm.
way that don't be like bring them up because like I say, I did actually watch that, and watching it like when I saw them, they had I think it was a goal ruled offside or some shit, and it was a bullshit call where it was like a
Yeah.
forehead offside or something, and then within like 2-3 minutes, Tottenham are one up, and then bro, like they just turned it round. Like obviously that kind of match there, like it's going to build confidence and it's going to raise morale in it. I just
Mm.
feel like they're definitely going to go into that match feeling like this is our game, and obviously at home, it's
Yeah.
yeah. Like I say,
Yeah.
2-1. I feel like Leeds definitely do score because again, Leeds they're putting up a fight in everything. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you're not
Mm.
taking points away from Leeds easily. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just think
It'll be
Palace.
yeah, for me it'll be a tight game, but I think Palace might just nick it. And they got Ismail Assar, to be fair. And I've always said Ismail Assar is one of them guys, you sleep on him, man. He can always get you a goal, man. He's got more of a bigger role in the team now. You think of Eze not being there, Mateta being out injured. He's got a bigger role in the team, man. So he got two. I think he got two against Tottenham as well. So
Yeah,
he'll be fancying his chances definitely. Um, Moving on, Forest versus Fulham. This is a funny game because I would have gone Fulham, yeah, but Fulham have lost their last two games. They lost against West Ham last week, and they got beat in the cup on Saturday against Southampton. So they're one of them teams, man. They can't get really any continuity, really.
yeah.
Away from home, I don't know. It's one of them games. Forest need the points, but have Forest players checked out? I don't know. You know, this is one of them games that is hard to call. I'm gonna say, yeah, 1-1 draw. Go 1-1 draw.
I went 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like both teams have got like a lot about them going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's definitely goals in the game, but
Mm.
I feel like Fulham are the better team, but Forest are on better form.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1. It's one of them games, man. Yeah. Anything goes really with them two teams. Brentford Wolves. Obviously that's on Monday. I mean, Wolves, man. I think Brentford at home are strong at home. I think they're playing tonight. They've rested a few players as well. But Wolves, man, the way Wolves dispatched of Liverpool, and they actually deserved the win as well. Um, in the league game, obviously the reverse game, the cup, they got beat. Away from home to Wolves won't be easy, but I think if Wolves want to realistically have any hope of at least trying to stay in the league, they would have to go away to Brentford, which is a hard ground to go to and win. I think Brentford win the game though. I think Thiago, Sharda, I think both of them have actually been rested tonight. I think both of them are starting actually. No, they're starting both of them. Sharda, Thiago, and Utara are starting. Okay, so when's the next game? Next Monday. Yeah, they got enough time to rest. Yeah, I'm gonna say Brentford home win. I think they'll win the game. I don't think they're gonna batter Wolves, but I think it might be 2-0. 2-0 game, Brentford.
To be fair, I have got 2-1 Brentford here, but
Yeah,
I'm actually feeling like 1-1. I feel like Wolves they're gonna start scraping a few points together. It's
yeah,
obviously too late, but they want it to be more respectable. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you can go down, but you can also go down in the worst possible way, and you don't want that. So
Mm.
I feel like looking at the way their manager celebrates, like when you see him against Villa and that, innit? Like,
Mm.
bro, my man celebrates like he's actually won something. You know what I mean? It's just a case of just like, yo,
Yeah,
we're not gonna have that record now, lads. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think his celebrations are a bit over the top, man. I know he's a former player and all that kind of stuff, but I think he was, yeah, he's getting a bit carried away. But then again, you probably can't blame him because his team have been that bad, and they're starting to put some results together, man.
yeah.
Obviously drawing with Arsenal,
'Cause that's the thing. There was a point where
Mm,
people were talking about this Wolves team is going to go down with the lowest points ever accumulated in the league. You know what I mean? So now that
mm,
it's started to scrape a few together, I feel like that's his team talk. Look, lads,
yeah,
we know what the situation is, but do you want to go down with respect or do you want to go down as mugs? I
yeah,
feel like that's all you've got to say to a bunch of professionals. You know what I mean? If you've got
mm,
a squad around you with the right mentality, the
I
rest
hear it.
should do itself, innit?
Yeah, yeah, I hear it, man. I hear it.
But yeah, I'll stick with what I've got in the pad though. I'll go 2-1 Brentford. But
Yeah,
if
think
it's a 1-1 draw, don't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I hear it, man. I think it won't be easy for Brentford, but I think the fact that they're at home, I think if Wolves were at home, you know, I could probably see a shock. But I think Brentford being at home, they are quite good at home, and they've got players that score goals as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, and they've got the break from today's game. Next Monday they're playing. Yeah, I'm gonna say Brentford to win that game 2-1.
Oh, but didn't they beat Villa at home, no?
Yeah, Wolves beat Villa at home. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like they've shown recently they can turn
yeah,
up.
yeah, but Brentford at home, innit?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Mm,
That's why I'm saying it because they've proven recently they can turn up and be the away team and be
yeah,
a team that is better on paper and better in form. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like
yeah,
it's one of them. Brentford being at home, it does give them a slight advantage, but not much of one because, like I say, Wolves away. It doesn't really matter whether it's home or away. You know what I mean? Their
mm,
form, it's one of them. It's hit and miss for them, innit?
yeah.
But they're constantly swinging. It's just whether the luck's on the side. But
Mm,
like I say,
I
the
hear it.
luck seems to have changed recently. They've turned up and spoiled a few man's days. So I won't be surprised if they did it again at Brentford.
Yeah. No, I hear it. I hear it. Obviously we got the Man United Aston Villa game, which we will get onto in a bit because obviously that's one of our discussions. So let me just go through the chat, guys. Big up
Yo, just
yourselves.
two seconds.
So huh?
Just
Yeah, cool. Um, so which player do you think Everton replaces Idrissa Gueye with? I think they might get Lavia. Boy, I'll be honest, man. I wanted Lavia at United, but I think Lavia is very injury prone. You know, I mean, I haven't heard nothing about Idrissa Gueye moving on, but yeah, Lavia would be a very good replacement if that was to be true. But as I said, I've not heard nothing, and the fact Lavia's injury prone, I'm not sure what happens, man. But he's a very good player, Lavia. Obviously formerly of Man City as well. So let's see what happens there. Um, what English team would you like to win the Champions League, Gav? I'll be honest with you, man. I don't really care what English team wins Champions League. We're not in it. Man United, we're not in it. So yeah, I don't really care who wins it. You know what I mean? My second team is Barcelona. I've supported Barcelona second to Man United. You know what I mean? Ever since I was young, because I just like the way Barca play football. They've had some of the best players to play the game. R9, Ronaldinho, Messi, Neymar, Iniesta, Busquets, Xavi. Like they've had some of the best, Rivaldo. They've had some of the best players ever to play the game in their team. So if I don't care what English team wins it, because we're not in it, but if Barca could win it, then yeah, I'll be happy. I'll be honest. You're still shopping at Aldi and Lidl, boys. Listen, clock enders, we'll be shopping at Waitrose very soon, man. Don't you worry about that, man, because in the summer, man, we're gonna be making some acquisitions, man. So don't worry about where we're shopping, man. You guys ain't really gonna buy anyone. I'll be honest, because your team is already more or less set. So you boys are shopping at Aldi and Lidl's. We'll be shopping at Waitrose. Don't worry about that, man. Don't worry
and the
about that.
thing is, for a team that's already set, it's not that good. It's not it's not the greatest squad that you could put together. And
Mate,
You're
their squad
pretty much
shit.
stuck with
Let's be
that.
honest.
You
Their
get me?
squad
You're
ain't
just
great.
stuck
Like,
with
come on,
that
man.
now. Like, you're a fucked it really for at least a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
years.
100 mil on Declan Rice, yeah? Cool. You know what I mean? 100 mil on that. Yeah, all right. Man United don't need someone in the 8, they need a 10 and a 6. So I don't think we need a 10 because we've got players like Ahmad, we've got Cunha, we've got Kobe who can play in there as well. We've got Xerxes. These guys can all play in the 10. So what we need is definitely a 6 and an 8. Definitely. We need, from me, because the only midfielder that I'm keeping is Kobe Minu. You know, we need to get rid of Yagate. We need to get rid of Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Casemiro. I'm gutted he's not staying for his experience. But yeah, we need an 8 and a 6. The actual number 10, we don't actually need because we've got players. Ahmad's a natural number 10. And I've said this time and time again. Ahmad needs to be more involved in the game and he needs to be playing centrally to get him to get most of the ball. And I've said already, Cunha, Xerxes can also play in the 10, as well as Kobe can play there. So yeah, 6 and an 8 is a must, no doubt. Who was the first name you had on your football top? Question for you both. For me, I've never had no one on the back of my top. I've always had my name on it.
Nah, never.
Bro, I've never had no
God,
one on the back of my name, man. That can't be done.
You're shit. You are shit.
I swear to God, man, I've never had no one on the back of my shirt, man, except my name.
I'm not gonna lie.
Gab goes in.
I'm not gonna lie. I got 2 shirts at the same time. I got the home and away in it.
Yeah.
So you remember the season where we had the grey kit that we had for like 3 games?
Oh,
as an away kit. Yeah, bro. So I had the home and away for that in it. So obviously, I got a name on each, but one was Cole, one was Cantona, but it was Cole 17 because that was his number that year. You get me? Cole 17 and Cantona 7. You get me, bro? Yeah. And obviously, it was.
You know what? Sorry if I forget. Tell a lie. I've had one kit with the name on the back. That was a Holland kit, actually.
Mad.
I had Patrick Kluivert on the back.
Yeah.
That's the one kit I've had with a name on the back. Patrick Kluivert on the back of a Holland top. And I only bought the Holland kit, because the starter kit was nice. And I thought, let me get Kluivert on the back. That's the one kit I've had. Yeah, I'll take it back.
I'm not gonna lie as well. Like when we was kids, obviously, remember back in the day, like if you went somewhere like Spain or whatever, there was always man that sold them knockoff football shirts, innit?
Of course,
bro. Me and my brother was constantly collecting them. You get me? But obviously, R9 Del Piero shirts, Zidane shirts, bro.
Rivaldo and that,
yeah, man. Like obviously, yeah, man. I'm looking to recreate that whole kind of wardrobe, but with proper ones now that I'm grown. You get me? But bro, looking at some of the shirts that you want and getting the proper they're not cheap, you know. A couple that you find cheap, like they're just they're not they're not the original shirts, innit? Like I ended up buying remember the black one that Cantona did the kicking?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, I had that from like long time when I was a kid. And then when I grew up, because my pops used to always buy a shirt and never wear it in it. Every year he bought a shirt and he just wouldn't wear them. So when I grown up, I nicked that out of his wardrobe in it. So I had that for the longest and obviously ended up fucking ruined in it. So I went to replace it. Bro, I spent like 70 quid on a shirt and it just where even the proper, it was just like printed onto the shirt, you get me? And the badge wasn't a stitched on thing, it was like lasered on. I'm like, nah, you're taking the piss. But yeah, man, fucking
boy. Mad.
But I'm not gonna lie, me and my brother used to constantly, like for years, even to a point where it's no longer like allowed to be getting the next man's name on your back, you know what I mean? We was like still like 13, 14, getting man on our backs, you get me? But always like one year.
I have all the kits, man, but I just never really got no one's name in the back, man. You know, I was contemplating getting gigs at the time, but I'm glad I didn't, man, for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? But
I'm not gonna lie. One year, my brother got it was remember The 99 one, the gigs FA Cup one.
What, the one
Where
where
he
he ran
took it
through
off.
Arsenal?
Yeah,
Run
yeah,
through Lee?
yeah, yeah.
Was it Lee Dixon and them?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
that
cool.
one, my brother got Beckham on the home kit and Giggs on the away, and I had Cole on the home kit and York on the away, innit? And I obviously fucking but like them times was like I was a little bit bigger, but I could still floss his shit in it. So we was just fucking rotating. So that year I technically had a Giggsy one myself, but technically it was my brother's in it. But
Listen,
yeah, man.
When Giggs ran through that team with that top on, man. Listen, epic scenes, boy.
Bro, and
Epic
that's the
scenes.
thing. My bro got gigs on that shirt at the beginning of that season, and then months later that happened in that shirt, bro. After that, my brother never got that shirt back. I'm not gonna lie.
Boy, I remember that goal, man. Listen, there was scenes. Bergkamp missing the penalty, Schmeichel just scaring him, and then I think he ran past Vieira and was it Dixon? And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
put it
It
in.
was Vieira that basically gave him the pass.
Okay,
Vieira with a bad pass. But the maddest part is everyone forgets that before we gave that penalty to Bergkamp, what else happened?
I can't remember.
Well, first things first, Beckham's goal was absolutely ridiculous.
What was
Yeah,
Beckham's?
no, exactly. No one remembers Beckham's goal. After this stream, go and check out Beckham's goal from that
I'm
FA.
gonna check it now. I'm gonna check it now.
Yo, go and check it, bro. And whilst you're pulling that up, I'll tell you the second thing everyone forgets. Roy Keane was sent off. Roy Keane got sent off. Then man got a penalty off a Phil Neville challenge. And then we still ended up going on to win the game. It was a ridiculous game, that. But that's why United players all credit that game to what give them the momentum for the treble, innit?
Let me see Beckham's goal. I
Yeah,
forgot this.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Was that not a banger though?
Side netting, yes.
No one talks about that goal at all because Ryan Giggs was just that good.
Do you know what? That totally slipped my mind, that goal.
It does with everyone, bro. Like I say, I'm just a nostalgia addict, innit? Like I'm constantly going back to the golden years. So I remember it all, bro. But anytime I chat to anyone about these kind of things, no one remembers it.
Beckham had that on lock, Look at that. Side netting. Who's that idiot in goal? David Seaman. Scratching his chin. Yeah, man. Listen, what a goal. I actually forgot about that myself. I forgot.
Saying, man. Both goals were absolutely ridiculous, but Ryan Giggs was just that fucking that good. And obviously, like I say, it's all the other factors that no one actually remembers them. Like no one remembers we were down to 10 man. You know what I mean? People just remember that it was off the back of saving that penalty, but like that penalty was a massive, like could have been a massive changing point in it, but it was the red card to Keane that really set nerves off. After that red card, they was all over us. That's why we ended up giving the penalty away. And like I say, it was. I think like if you check it, Ryan Giggs was like the only guy even close to the halfway line. All of our players were in our half. You get me? They had us pinned back just constantly on us. And then obviously Patrick Vieira, that one bad pass, ended up to Giggs, and Giggs just took the piss out of everyone, didn't it? Obviously, we score a goal like
bro,
that.
Sorry. You see what? Yeah, you see this the draws just come out. Yeah, you know what? This football's rigged.
Go on.
You want to hear the draw?
Go on.
I know these guys are gonna start getting excited as well. Yeah, Arsenal away to Southampton. Chelsea at home to Port Vale. Bro, who do you think Man City got?
Liverpool.
Yep. Yeah.
So they get Real Madrid and then potentially Bayern Munich, then potentially PSG all the way in the Champions League. And then they've got Liverpool in the FA Cup.
This is ridiculous. I cannot believe they've got Liverpool. You know what? They're being stitched up, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they have, but I'm not going to lie. This just restores my faith slightly in that cheaters never prosper. You get me? 115 reasons why them man shouldn't have luck on their side. Fuck 'em.
That is crazy, man.
But yo,
That
I'll
is
be the first one to say, yeah, that's dodgy. That someone don't like them man. But to be fair, there's justified reason. Well,
yeah,
115
but
justified
again,
reasons.
this is what I think is going on. But I don't know, man. The only thing I would say, yeah, is that they might go into this whole siege mentality business, yeah, and just start, just getting players just locked in. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't really understand, yeah, how they've got Real Madrid in the Champions League. They had Newcastle last round. They've got Liverpool at home. Like, it's crazy, man.
What,
Absolutely
Liverpool at
crazy.
Anfield or the Etihad?
No, they're at Etihad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still, it's still a game that you'd preferred a Port Vale or something like that. But
Yeah, 100%,
yeah,
100%.
madness. Let's get through these chats anyway. These lot will be excited. I heard Odegaard linked to Man United. Nah, no thanks. Let's move on. Let's get through this. Gav, you are a fraud for wanting City to win over Arsenal. When did I say that, boy? I just said I just don't want Arsenal to win. I never said I want City to beat Arsenal. City will beat Arsenal, by the way. They will beat them, but it's not me wanting City to win over Arsenal. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. And then when you guys, start crying, we're going to be here, man. Of course. That's what I'm saying, man.
And I've clearly stated it on multiple occasions. I don't want any of yous to win. You get me? I don't want Liverpool, City, or Arsenal to win a fucking thing. Don't really feel like Chelsea are considered a rival. They weren't consistently a threat enough for us. Like, to be fair, they were equal to Arsenal. It's just because when I was younger, Arsenal seemed like a bigger threat. You know what I mean? But Chelsea aren't really a threat. But again, I don't want to see them win anything either. I'd prefer, if it's not going to be fucking United, I prefer that the whole league's called off, to be totally honest. Fuck you all, innit?
I hear it. I remember fake news, man. Arsenal are not at home. They're away to Southampton. Good try, dude. They're away. Oh, you redeemed yourself. I'll let you off then, man. Cool. Well, let's get through this. I'll be honest, Kobe ain't even that great. He's too slow and he's had more poor games than good ones. Karen, don't worry. We are going to get into Man United talk in a bit. Even though you're way off, we'll get onto it in a bit, man.
I'm not going to lie, that hurt my soul to have to move on past that. We'll get
Well,
back
it's not
to
hurt
that.
my soul, man. It's not hurt my soul. It's just people have their opinions. They can be wrong, but we will debate it out, man. Anyway, let's move it on, guys. Champions League knockouts. Let's just go through the games and the predictions. Obviously, we won't spend too long on this. You're telling us what's gonna happen. Tell us the winning numbers on the Euro Millions, bro. Listen, Mamba, man, keep the energy coming, man. Keep the energy coming, because I'm gonna start asking you some questions when it all fails, man. Keep the questions coming. Right, let's get on to
the lottery's all luck, bro. The lottery's all luck. With football, you telling me it's all luck? Mamba, man, come on, you disappoint me with this kind of energy, but obviously, like Gav says, keep it. It's all right, bro.
Let him get carried away, man. I honestly don't mind, because I want to see the same attitude when it all comes crashing down, as Hulk Hogan said. You know what I mean? So let's just see, man. Let me get on to the Champions League fixtures.
I've got a
guys, what we'll do, we're gonna just run through the games and then give the predictions. Right, so Galatasaray, Liverpool. Tough away game for Liverpool, I believe. I do think Galatasaray probably will score, but I'm gonna say, because Liverpool beat them earlier on in the season as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Liverpool. What are you going with?
That's what I've got still.
2-1, yeah?
Yeah. But I think Liverpool end up going through in the end anyway. I think they knock Galatasaray out.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Atletico Madrid, Tottenham. For me, I'm gonna say 1-0 Atletico Madrid.
At
It
home,
wouldn't surprise me actually. 2-0. 2-0
bro. I've
Atletico.
gone 3-0.
3-0, yeah?
I've gone 3-0, bro. I've just watched Crystal Palace bag 3 against them. What you think Atletico Madrid's gonna do at home?
The only reason I'm gonna say 1 or 2-0 Atletico, yeah, is because Atletico, for me, I reckon they might get a goal and just sit on that,
To
knowing that
take
they
it to
can go
London.
to Tottenham and play counter attack. That's the only reason why I'm saying.
I think they dead off the game. Obviously,
Think
just a few weeks ago, did they not 5-0 Barca?
4-0, but the second leg, Barca should have gone through.
No,
Barca beat them 3-0, but should
I
have
hear
been.
it. Like, obviously, they're going to be beatable when a top team like Barca turn up, but just beating Barca 4-0 tells me you're at least if you decide we're going to kill this game off
Yeah.
3-0 easy. It's Tottenham and the form that they're in. Yeah, and let's be real, these men probably know we need to go out here. You know what I mean? Their only hope is to just 100% focus on the league right now. Why would you even contemplate trying to somehow miracle your way through the Champions League? Like you've got like obviously, you've got to look at the odds and likelihood of things happening. I feel like Tottenham's just got to say, nah, we need to focus on survival right now. Let's go out. Atletico's a respectable team to go out to. You know what I mean? Not like they're just gonna lay down, but at the same time, like when they go 2-3-0 down, that's gonna be the mindset. Like it's not like we're getting beat by fucking Galatasaray like this. You know what I mean? We're getting beat by a quality team still. And like I say, there's more of a silver lining for them.
I'm gonna stick though. I'm gonna stick 1 or 2-0 though. 1 or 2-0.
Like I say,
the thing is, for me, Tottenham won't win the game, but I don't think they're gonna get battered. I just think it might be by the odd goal. You know what I mean? Because I think the Champions League could be their kind of respite. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna stick with 2-0. 2-0 Atletico Madrid. Atlanta Bayern. What you going with?
I've gone 2-0 for Bayern there.
2-0 Bayern.
Yeah.
I'm going 1-1.
I feel like obviously Atalanta aren't a shit team, and I'm not trying to look past them, but I just feel like Bayern are going to turn up knowing that they're going to have a difficult next round and a difficult semi if they can get there. Like they're gonna want to try and dead this off as quick as possible. I can't see them getting a 3-0 or some shit, but taking a 2-0 back to fucking Munich. Yeah, it's a comfortable. You can start putting a few man just bench time. You know what I mean? Just give rotation of minutes there. So
the only thing I would say though, is that Atalanta score goals, and I'm thinking that's why I think Bayern will score. But I think I'm not sure if Harry Kane, he might be injured. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just got a feeling. I don't think it's going to be a foregone conclusion. Them just turn up to Atalanta and just sweeping them aside. I'm gonna stick with it. 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1, and then Bayern take them back to the Allianz and just destroy them for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Leverkusen Arsenal. I think we discussed it earlier. Bro, I'm going 2-1 Leverkusen.
I've gone 1-1.
1-1, yeah?
Yeah, I feel like Arsenal, they are looking past them, you know what I mean? I feel like they're going to go there looking for the draw. I don't feel like they should be going there trying to write it off because they need to rest before the League Cup. But they're going to go there thinking, let's get a draw, go back, and let's play this on our ground, innit? But
the thing is though, I just got a feeling that they're gonna surprise Arsenal, at home. I just got a feeling because I think obviously they can't win the Bundesliga. I'm not sure where they are in the league at the moment, But Champions League, they have caused some shocks, you know. So I just got a feeling because I said Arsenal haven't been great. They haven't been great all season, but
Yeah.
they've just been resolute in defense. But if they are gonna try and kill this game off, I just got a feeling, man, that could be their undoing when they're a bit open, you
Yeah.
know. So
For me, I've actually gone with Leverkusen going through, but
yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be decided in London, innit? But
yeah,
I'm same as you. I feel like Leverkusen will get and it's not really a shock. It'll only be a shock to Arsenal fans, but
yeah,
yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1. You're going 1-1, yeah. Christopher McGrath saying 2-2 as well. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. I'm gonna be a bit brave though. PSG Chelsea, the rerun of the Club World Cup final. I mean, PSG, to be fair, I mean, they're weird, PSG, because they're not as invincible as they were last season. They've been getting beat in the league, you know, they've been getting beat in the Champions League. But I think with PSG, I do believe that they're going to come good when it matters, you know. And I think this game for Chelsea, it's a horrible game for Chelsea, really, knowing that they've got Newcastle, you know, in the league game next as well. You know what? Part of me wants to say a draw, but I don't think Chelsea can go to PSG and get a draw. If they get a draw against PSG, then I'll be honest, man. Boy, it'll be a shock, as Christopher McGrath says, but he reckons 3-1 Chelsea.
that's exactly what I've gone for,
You're
Chris.
going 3-1 Chelsea.
No, 3-1 PSG. Sorry, I thought you said right. I thought you had
He said
sense.
Chelsea 3-1. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
3-1. Yo, the logical fucking shout for that is PSG. What we talking about here, boys?
Chris, man, I'm not sure what you're smoking, man. 3-1 Chelsea.
That's
I
mad.
think Chelsea scored 3 goals against PSG.
Nah, it's the other way around, Chris. I swear. Just tell me that's a typo, I beg you. That's madness. You think Chelsea beat PSG 3-1 at home?
3-1 Chelsea. Nah, that's
Nah.
crazy, man. I can't see Chelsea going there scoring 3 goals.
I can see them scoring 1.
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean.
like I say, I think PSG
I've gone 2-1 PSG.
Nah, I'm going 3. Like I say,
3-1, yeah?
PSG in the Champions League, they turn up. Luis
Yeah.
Enrique and fucking this robot. Like, yeah, I'm going Luis Enrique. He's gonna smack them up. He's gonna go into it thinking, let's wrap this up. But Chelsea will get 1 goal, which will keep them keep them in it. Not like it kept them in it with the fucking League Cup kind of thing.
Yeah,
But, like I say, it's not going to keep him in it. PSG is going through this round. Yeah, I'm going 3-1.
I hear it. Yeah, I'm going 2-1, man. I think 3-1 Chelsea. I can't see that. You know, 3-1 PSG. I can see it at home, but I think Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea would give too much away. You know, because I think they want to at least have something to hang on to in the second leg. So yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 PSG. Bodo Glimt and Sporting Lisbon. I mean, Bodo Glimt. I'll be honest with you, man. They're a decent team. You know, you think of who they've beat. They've beat Man City this season. They smoked Inter Milan in the second leg. Sporting Lisbon. You know, I mean, the fact that both of them two teams, who are the teams that most teams would probably want to play, are playing each other. You know what I mean? Sporting have been decent, man. I'm looking forward to watching Giovanni Quenda. Obviously, he'll be at Chelsea next season. You know, he's definitely a threat. Bodo, I mean, on that plastic pitch as well. That's the thing. You know what? I'm gonna say Bodo Glimt nick this 1-0, 1 or 2-0. Because them at home, they've been good, man. But Sporting have got goals in their team in that Luis Suarez, not the real one, you know. But obviously Quenda and that as well. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say it's Bodo Glimt 2-1. Bodo Glimt 2-1.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. I did have it down as a 2-2, but
yeah,
I feel like they're both going to be moving very cautious in this one. Bodo Glimt will probably have more about him trying to nick something more than a draw out of it, but
Yeah.
I feel like Sporting's got some quality defenders there. You know what I mean? Like defenders that are getting looked at by some top teams in it.
Yeah,
So
the Diamande and Inacio.
yeah, man. So
Mm.
realistically, I can't see Bodo getting multiple goals, but I could see them potentially going to Lisbon and fucking nicking a 1-0 there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that, I wouldn't rule that out. But yeah, I
They're
think I'm
actually a
gonna
good
go
team,
just
man. I've seen
1-1.
them. I've seen them against Man City, and they gave Man City a tough game, man. Like they destroyed them, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna say Bodo to nick it 2-1 at home on that plastic pitch because that won't be easy. But I think
Yeah.
Sporting will probably go through over the two legs though. I think Sporting probably bring them back and then beat them. I believe.
I'm not gonna lie,
Um,
I've gone the other way. I've gone Bodo to make it through.
Bodo, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Arsenal are hoping they meet Bodo, but they got to make it past Leverkusen first, man. Let's see that. Probably the tied around Real Madrid, Man City again. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting kind of bored of watching this game now. It's just the same old, man. I mean, Real Madrid are struggling really. I think Mbappe's out for this game as well.
To be fair, if you notice, there's always one of them's always out, either Haaland or Mbappe when they come across each other. One of
I
them's
was gonna
always
say that
missing.
because the thing is, Haaland's actually back now. He's back in the squad, so
But
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's back in time, but Mbappe's not. It's bullshit, man. It's all like I say. They're constantly trying to give that narrative of who is like that. That's the new Messi Ronaldo argument. Who's the
yeah.
better Haaland than Mbappe? But they never actually fucking play against each other. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
To mention Messi in the same sentence with them two guys is embarrassing, man. You know
Bro,
what I
to
mean? I
be
don't
fair,
hear it.
you've even got to put more respect on Cristiano. Like, fucking, like, I don't even feel like Messi and Cristiano. The comparisons, it's not there. You know what I mean? Like, let's
Bro,
be totally.
Ronaldo's nowhere near Messi, man. It's embarrassing to
But,
even debate them.
to
Nowhere near it.
Ronaldo's credit, the reason that he's as good as he is, or has the records that he does, and the medals that he does, is a testament to his hard work. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
I'm like, that's disrespectful, the amount of graft that my man's put into his game. Because I can remember his first season at United, where he tried a million step overs and constantly going down too easy and even diving and shit. You know what I mean? Like the amount of graft he's put into his game to get to where he is. Like, put
Yeah.
more respect on it, man. Like, you can't compare Mbappe and Haaland in the same breath as Ronaldo. Never
Yeah.
mind Messi. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think, I think what it is with Ronaldo, I mean, there's no doubt in the work he's put in it? Because
yeah,
if anyone knows, man, Ricardo Quaresma was much more talented than Ronaldo. But what surpassed Ronaldo from Quaresma was the work rate. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like every player, top player like that, puts a certain amount of work into their game anyway. Just Ronaldo's one was just televised a lot more. You know what I mean? That's
I
all I
hear
would
it.
say because
I hear it, but not always, bro. Let's even just go back just before them. Ronaldinho did not put the graft in like he should have. If he'd have put the graft in,
He didn't need to.
but that's the thing, though. He didn't need to. But if he'd have put the graft in, like, that would have been different. You know what I mean? Like,
Hazard as well. Yeah.
yeah, this is what I'm saying. We can keep going back, bro. If these man really put like 100% effort in, it'd have been totally different. Like, even all the way back to, I swear, there was a story about, I think it was Romario when he first went to Barca, innit? He wanted to go away for Carnival, innit? He wanted to go back to Barca for Carnival. And he got told, like, you scored, I think he got told you scored 2 or you score 3 in the next game, then you can go win it. My man went on 20 minutes, bagged all the goals he needed to, and asked to be subbed in it, and went and left the stadium immediately, bro.
Let me go party.
You get me? Like, bro, it's insane what some of the actual greatest players were really doing. Like, I feel like that's why Messi and Ronaldo get put on the pedestal that they do, because they were the first two that actually put in the graft, as well as having something about him. Obviously, Messi naturally had a lot more about him than Ronaldo did, but Ronaldo put in the work that was needed to compete with that level. You know what I mean?
But Fitz, the thing is though, what I would say though, is I hear all that, yeah, but I think the reason why people like there's people that will say Ronaldo's better than Messi, yeah, that is only because Ronaldo's more relatable to a lot of fans because when you see the hard work that's always televised with Ronaldo, like it touches people a lot more in it. Whereas
Yeah.
people don't generally know the work that Messi put into his game because Messi's not someone that has to plaster what he's doing. Like you look at Ronaldo, Ronaldo's always on the internet, you know, training this and that. So people assume, yeah, that he's working a lot harder than Messi. Whereas they're probably both putting in the same amount of work. It's just that Ronaldo's one's being televised. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But when it
Yeah.
comes to people ask me the question, who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? It's not even a debate. Messi is just a pure footballer. Ronaldo's just a product of hard work. And there's nothing wrong with that because, as I said, Ricardo Quaresma was more talented than Ronaldo. He come on the scene before Ronaldo. You remember Quaresma at Barcelona as well. But Ronaldo surpassed him through the work, which is commendable, you know what I mean? But there's no way Ronaldo's nowhere near Messi, and it's not even close.
But that's the thing.
Neymar is better than Ronaldo as a talent. But
Yeah,
again, Ronaldo had the numbers. But again, Neymar's got numbers, but Ronaldo's got the hype around him. But
Yeah.
Neymar is just as talented as Messi, but you know, because Messi and Ronaldo got the obscene numbers, and I think those two are a big part of how football is consumed now. Because these two are getting mad numbers, people just look at players now and think if you ain't getting, you know, a certain amount of numbers as an attacker, you're not really rated. And that's the reason why Haaland's rated. Haaland's not rated because he's a footballer. He's rated because he puts up serious numbers. So where football's gone, unfortunately.
No, 100%,
You know what I
100%.
mean? So
That, like I say, I feel it was midway through their era where their man were both in like their peak years. That's
yeah.
where this whole stat inflation shit started creeping in. That's where the as long as you had the last touch, that's an assist now. Cause we need to get everyone's numbers up to even look anywhere close to these, man.
That's why they mentioned GA, bro. Like the fact that the talk is called GA, yeah. People like obviously we know anyway, yeah. They mentioned GA to make the numbers look better because really and truly, if you're a striker, why do we need to know about your GA unless you're an assist kind of player? Someone like a Xerxes, yeah. Xerxes gets assists, so you can mention the assists. But someone like Erling Haaland, you don't mention the GA because he's not really an assist kind of player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what these people do. They put the GA together to make it sound a lot more better. But back in the day, when we were watching, like, as I said, Ronaldinho, Zidane, we never talk about GA. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? That's just robot talk to me. You know what I mean? So,
Trust me.
Fabio Paim. Yeah, listen, I remember Fabio Paim. Fabian Paim, the player that was better than Ronaldo but never made it. Bro, listen, there was plenty of players that were top players that didn't make it. You know, and as I said, it's not about getting onto Ronaldo because Ronaldo was the product of hard work. But whenever people tell me Ronaldo or Messi, like it's not even close. Like I don't care the work Ronaldo put into him, put into his game. He's just not better than Messi. It's just that simple. And there's so many reasons why, which we're not really going to go into now, why Messi's better than him. You know what I mean? But listen, those two, in terms of the career they've had, some of the best careers you could have had. You know what I mean? So.
And trying to compare anyone to those two in this era is disrespectful. There's nobody that comes close to a Messi, nobody that comes close to the hard work of a Ronaldo. So fucking all that talk needs to stop immediately, man.
It does, man. It does. You know, and again, it just like if I'm looking at which someone we're going to get onto in a minute. Actually, let me just go for the last game. Actually, before we get onto him. So, guys, yeah, listen, Real Madrid, Man City. I'm gonna say Champions League. You can't rule out Real Madrid. I'm gonna say 1-1.
Nah, I'm going 2-1 because it's at Madrid. And to be fair, like I say, I feel like Pep's more than likely going to, like, don't get me wrong, he's not going to put out a weak team, but I feel like Pep is more on board with the let's focus on the league, innit? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
Arteta's probably still at the point where he's thinking, oh, well, we've got a fairly easy run to the semis at least, so let's compete for that. And he's thinking way too much. Pep's probably like, right, fuck it. Let's go for the key things, innit? Let's get League Cup sorted. If we can get a domestic treble for this year, for a City fan, they're going to be buzzing with that. You know what I mean?
But bro, that's the thing. The thing you just said there, yeah. I hear all this talk about Arsenal saying quadruple, yeah. You do realize that Man City are still on for the quadruple as well, yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Exact same thing, but the thing is, I've not heard of one Man City fan tell me that they're going to win the quadruple, because they all know how hard it is. You know what I mean? And looking at their run of games, like, look, now in the FA Cup, they've got to get past Liverpool next, which you'd expect them to do. But then, like I say, Champions League, if they beat everyone, they've got to basically go through Real, Bayern, PSG, and then you're on to either, let's be real, Barca or Atletico for me. Whoever makes it through that side of their bracket makes it to the final. So let's be real. Say if it's Barca, yeah, bro, you've got Real, Bayern, PSG, and Barca to make it through. They are not going to have the expectations of we can win this Champions League. Not yet. They know how early in the season it is to say that. They prefer to wait until potentially facing PSG in a second leg. Then they'll talk about winning a Champions League. But like I say, these Arsenal fans are a bit more delusional. But for me, I feel like Real Madrid, they're going to have to get the result. And I feel like City.
But bro, you know what? Yeah, I'll tell you one thing which is going to be interesting. Yeah, which I don't think no one's actually spoken about. The fact that City are playing these tough games, this could work in two ways. It could either tire themselves out for other games, but again, they've got a big squad. You know, you got Savinho coming back now as well. You know, he was arguably man the match against Newcastle. Doku's obviously an option now as well. Haaland's back in. So again, this could work in one or two things, It could tire their players out, or it could keep their level high, knowing that they're playing against top teams week in, week out. Whereas Arsenal are playing against teams really that you would expect them to win or to beat. And then when it comes to Arsenal playing a tougher game, because they're played against teams, if they make it that far, because they're played against teams that they should be beating, it could work against them in that sense.
Oh yeah, because like look at the if, say for example, Arsenal and City make their way to the Champions League final, and that's the final, obviously, Arsenal, the only tough game they've got is the semi-final, essentially, in their eyes.
Against Barca or
Atletico, innit? But City know they've got a real tough run, and if they get there, their motivation and confidence is going to be sky high because they've already done the hard work. You know what I mean? And like you say, form's going to play a part in it. Confidence is going to play a part in it. It could tire them out, but at the same time, we've recently seen a lot of these players already do a treble. They already know how to get that shit done. And even if some of the players don't, they've got enough around them that can guide them and help them. And like I say, I swear Rumours won fucking trebles in France, innit?
Yeah. He's won bad trophies in France.
You know what I mean? It's not like it's a lot of work there to be done. You know, Pep knows how to get that shit done and how to rotate. I've got more faith that he will get it right than Arteta will. And like you say, he's got the tougher games to handle. But personally, I feel like I say, Pep this season's not been the same Pep. And it's, for me, like, even just the fact of how sometimes you see them concede a goal and my man just sinks into his chair. And there was a point where my man's up on the sideline telling everyone what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? It's like, for me,
my thing for that is, though, I think the reason why Pep is probably like the way he is because he's used to dealing with top players, isn't it? And unfortunately now he's dealing with players, and again, no disrespect to them because they are still good players, top players, but he's not dealing with the best of the best. You know, if you look at when he was at Barcelona, he had the best players more or less in every position at Barca, which
Same at
obviously was
Bayern.
off the help of him as well. Then you look at Bayern Munich, he had the best players in the league there. When he come to Man City, obviously he had the money. He bought some of the best players there, and now he's got players that are either past their sell-by date or players that are good players but not what he's used to. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
again, this is kind of showing his credentials as a coach, as a manager. You know, and as I said, the fact that they've got players that have won the trophies before, you know, they're going to come into their own for me. You know, Bernardo Silva's a prime example, yeah? He ain't the Bernardo Silva of old. But one thing Bernardo Silva can do, you know, which was evidenced against Liverpool, he was instrumental in them winning that game. The finish, you know what I mean? The composure on the ball. You know, and they've got a big squad that, you know, the majority of their players are now back. You know, they rested literally their you'd more or less say their entire team against Newcastle. So they've got threats, man. So again, man, we're gonna see in it. But Mamba says Real Madrid to knock City out. Listen, if Real Madrid knocks City out, yeah, that'll be good for City because they can focus on the league.
For them, man.
Yeah. So
them man,
you better hope.
Mamba and you, man, you all better hope them man make it to the final.
There you go.
Then, trust me. Either that or Mamba's deciding on the fact of now we don't want them gaining momentum and gaining confidence. You get me? You just want some out now, so nothing more can come of it.
Bro, look at this outrageous comment. Maybe Arteta was the reason behind Man City's success as Pep had the experience. Now, listen, Arteta was Pep's cone man. What are you talking about, man? You know what I mean? Pep just said to Arteta later. You know what I mean? Later. So I'm not sure about Arteta was the reason. Wait. How can Arteta be the reason behind Pep's success, yeah? When Arteta's won nothing in 7 years? How?
You know what I mean? Furthermore, look at all the shit.
Man, that will have that much success. It wouldn't happen.
And look at how much shit that Pep did before he even had Arteta on the staff. Be sensible, man. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but Mamba's deluded, man. Listen, Mamba, I loving the energy, man. Just keep that energy coming. I don't mind you coming on here every time and just chatting, because I'm telling you this now, yeah. I want you to chat, man, when it's game over. I want you to chat. Because don't worry, man, we will be getting into it, man. So listen, just keep your banter coming, keep your chat, your delusional chat coming. You know, listen, we can entertain it if you want us to, man. Because it's all gonna come crashing down for you, unfortunately, very soon. Let's get back onto it. Newcastle, Barcelona, bro. I mean, Pedri put on an absolute clinic last time around. He's back now. Rashford got a couple of good goals as well. To be fair, Rashford scored 2 very good goals against Newcastle in the group game. I'm gonna say I don't think it'll be easy, but I think Barca win the game, take it back home. I don't think it'll be by a big margin. I think Barca might win it 1-0, 2-1.
No, I'm going 3-1, me.
You going 3-1?
Yeah. Cause I feel like Barcelona already know that they can get a result against Newcastle. And again, a lot of these teams will be thinking in these earlier ties specifically, let's try and dead this game off now. You know what I mean? Like coming up against lesser opponents, let's finish this early so we can try and rotate a bit, because we're gonna need fresh legs for the semis, for the quarters. So yeah, man.
The thing is,
Barca, bear in mind, once they get past Newcastle, they're looking at it like they're gonna have to face Atletico again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, what they done to Atletico the other day, man, they'll be looking at as their comeback, because they should have gone through in that Copa del Rey, man. They should have gone through that, because they destroyed them at home. For some reason couldn't get the 4th goal. But yeah, if they get past Newcastle, which I expect them to, I think the thing with Newcastle, yeah, I've got a feeling Newcastle might be slightly tired, because you know they got beat by 1-1. They got offside. Is offside? Yeah. No, 1-1. Yeah, sorry, Brentford and West Ham 1-1.
Okay.
They got beat by City, which would have taken a lot out of them. And I think this game, yeah, I can see this game being tough for them, man. If I'm honest. But listen, we're gonna get on. I'm gonna say Barca to win the game, take it back home. But I think the one thing that Barca need to be wary of, obviously, is the counter with that high line, because they have got genuine pace in Elanga, Gordon, Harvey Barnes. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to be wary of that. But I think João Cancelo's back there as well now.
Is it?
Yeah, and João Cancelo can play right and left back. And again, he's a very good player, man. So he's back there. He adds to the options as well. But listen, we're gonna get onto him right now. And that is Lamine Yamal. Because
The
listen,
real star boy.
bro, when I hear these Arsenal fans talk about Saka, mentioning Saka and Lamine Yamal in the same breath, yeah, is just it's not only embarrassing, yeah, but it's disrespectful. You know what I mean? And really and truly, yeah, I don't really know how Bukayo Saka has managed to get himself in conversations with Lamine. I don't understand it. Like, is it because they're both left-footed? Is it because they're both black? You want to say black as well? Lamine's obviously light-skinned, but still, yeah.
I think it's because Saka's got that baby face, so he looks young.
Bro,
And
he's 25. He's
But that's what I'm
25.
saying, bro. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense why they'd compare them, but because they just both look like the youngsters, yeah, we
Yeah.
can compare them. Doesn't make sense, but
Bro, I don't understand how Saka's managed to worm his way into combos with Lamine. It don't make sense.
Bro,
Saka's not even better than Jared Bowen. You know what I
I've
mean?
just clocked it. He's obviously got the same PR team as Bellingham.
Right. Makes sense then. Makes sense.
It's got to be in it. It's the only logical reason for it
Makes
anyway. But
sense. Yeah, it makes sense, bro.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Lamine Yamal, yeah, is for me. I'm just hoping he stays clear of injury, yeah, because if he stays clear of injury, I don't think it's premature to say, yeah, we're looking at a Lionel Messi. Like, he's that good, because not even Messi, yeah, was Lamine Yamal at that age. Like, Lamine Yamal, I keep saying this, yeah, to be a key player for club and country at the age of 16 is unheard of. There hasn't been a player in the history of the game that has been a key player starter for club and country at that young age. There hasn't been one. It's like, and as you know what, yeah, big up to Titanium. I will go back onto your comments in a bit, yeah, because you put in two there. You put two there already, yeah. So yeah, Lamine Yamal, man, for me, by far the best player in the world right now. I don't think there's any debate, yeah. I knew Mamba would come out of that, but you know it is. I knew he'd come out of that, but I'll tell you why it's nonsense. Yeah, and again, I do rate Max Dowman, but it's nonsense, really. Yeah, but as I said, man, I think he's gonna be the deciding factor for me in this year's Champions League, because I think him and Pedri, if them two are on song, I think Barca can go all the way with just them two. If the rest of the team's functioning, they're not getting caught in that high line, they defend properly, Pedro and Yamal are going to have a say what Barca do in this Champions League, because I think them two are the real two elite players in world football for me. They're two of my favorite players right now to watch, 8 and 10. And as I said, man, I think if Newcastle somehow stop him, and I think what's going to be good, yeah, you're going to see Lewis Hall up against Yamal. That'll be a good battle. I'm looking forward to that, because Lewis Hall's actually good. He's someone that I would like United to sign. I don't think we can sign him, though. But that's going to be the key battle. But, Hall's obviously been up against Savinho the other day. That was a good battle. Savinho gave him a bit of problem. But Yamal's another story, man. Like, that guy is just genuine world class. You know what I mean? So, what's your thoughts on Yamal anyway? What do you think of Yamal?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, he's one of the, like, I've said it before. There's only a handful of players that I would even contemplate that could potentially like compete in other areas where you could drop them in, and these men are still gonna be elite players no matter what era. And
Mm.
he's looking like he's going to be a guaranteed one of those guys, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
right now, like if he can continue, because like I've got a few of his stats here, like obviously his first season, last
Mm.
season, and this season, and you can see the growth. You know what I mean? It's actually crazy to look through it, like all the way.
But
Like
one.
bear in
Mm.
mind, bro, they're only just playing knockout football in Champions League. Yeah, he's already got the same amount of assists as last season. He's only 2 goals away from this. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
depending on how far they go, say for example, these men do make it at least to the final, you're
Yeah.
expecting he's gonna bag more than 2 goals. So there's the progression already. Like his goals this season, it's been 14 goals, 9 assists. Last season it was 9 goals, 13 assists, and he's still got fucking 9 or 8 games left to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can see the progression already. But my main concern is either the injury,
Mm.
if he, because how many times have we seen this same story? Like
Yeah.
this is Michael Owen basically, but even better because Michael Owen wasn't 16. Like, well, he was 16, but he wasn't at that level at 16. You know what I mean? Like Michael Owen's level at 16 and Wayne Rooney's level at 16 were phenomenal. But
Bro,
if we're
I haven't
looking
I
at,
haven't seen a player yet at that age be that good. Like as I said, I watched Messi when Messi made his debut. You know, when
yeah,
Ronaldinho gave him the assist for the dink, and then it happened
yeah.
again.
Now,
Yeah.
well, he had to feed him for that about 4 times. You see that, innit? He
Yeah,
just kept
exactly.
on, I think he kept on doing it until he got one right.
Yeah. But again, but the thing is, people forget that Yamal made his debut at 15. Like, not even
Yeah,
Messi done that, yeah. And I'm telling you now, I've not seen a 16-year-old be that good. The guy's
yeah,
18 now, yeah, and it's like he's still just like he's still feeling his way into the game, really. But he's already that level at 18. It's
yeah.
it's unheard of.
But
It's,
that's
it's
the thing,
unheard
though.
of.
When you
Yeah, it's unheard
see
of, man.
a talent like that, though, like I say, all the way back to like R9, we see these young players that come on, and these man look like these are once in a lifetime
Yeah,
talents. And then
100.
because they're so relied on, because they are so good and they're still so young and the body's still developing,
Yeah,
uh, injuries happen so much easier, it seems. And these man, because bear in mind, these men are still technically teenagers, the kids coming up
mm,
against full grown men that, let's be real, there's a lot of haters on football pitches.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
mm,
these men do not like to see guys getting flowers when they're getting fuck all. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And especially when they're the ones coming up against them. You know what I mean? Like you see it, seen it the other week with Romero. Just first opportunity he could to try and lay something in on Casemiro, we will do
yeah,
it.
yeah, 100.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's one of them for me that the injury concern is always going to be there with a player like that. But even if he doesn't get injured, the other concern is the fact of like, look at all these men that burst through mad young. By the time they're 30, their career's done, bro.
mm,
You know what I mean? Especially when they're this heavily relied on. Like Rooney suffered a few injuries, but always bounced back and come back fairly strong from them. But bro, he was done by 30.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, when he
Like,
got back into midfield, man, you knew it was game over. Yeah,
yeah, man. And like it's one of them where for me, it's it's a story that I've seen too many times. You know what I mean? For it's hard because if you want him to have the same kind of longevity as like a Messi has or a Ronaldo has, the man needs to stop putting so much pressure on his shoulders. Cause you got to remember, like Cristiano started getting limelight on him properly when he was about 21.
yeah,
Yeah, and
mm,
at that point, he was still like he was trying to come in, and he was still coming in internationally, like on the right where he was at United, and
mm,
Figo was ahead of him. So he wasn't depended on because like everyone still looked to Figo. You know what I mean? And when
yeah,
Figo like finally retired, it kind of got passed on to Cristiano. But by that point, he's a full grown man with a lot of experience under his belt, and the pressure's not the same. Messi maybe had a more similar role, like where he was more depended on by Argentina. But if you look at the players that were around him internationally. It, it's different. Like if you look at the Argentina team that Messi broke into compared to the Spain team now, the quality is a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like it's just the only thing about Yamal that I feel is concern constantly because I know what he can be and what he's looking like he can be. But bro, it's just I've seen the story a million times where he's either gonna burn out by 30 or he's gonna have a mad injury that just fucks his whole career.
Thing is though, yeah, I think the saving grace for Yamal though would be, and again, I do believe this happens anyway. I think he's gonna play the rest of his career at Barcelona, and because obviously the Spanish league's a slower league, it's gonna like give him longevity in the game for me. If he's playing the Premier League at that age now, then 100%, man, like he'll be burnt out, no doubt, because you can't play in the Premier League with the kind of intensity it has at that young age and keep it going. You know what I mean? So I think the fact that he's going to be playing for Barca, and again, Barcelona dominate the ball more times than any other team, really, yeah? 9 times out of 10. So it's one of them things where he's not going to be getting burnt out in the sense of having to just run continuously for 90 minutes. So that's going to be, oh, what a touch. What a touch.
Right.
This Dango Utara, yeah? This Dango Utara is a player, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1 West Ham.
He's looked decent on the games that I've seen him still. That
bro, listen, when they signed him to replace Mbeumo, yeah, I said, you know what? I like the way Brentford have gone about their business. I can see exactly why they've signed him. Yeah, for me, he's got more to his game than Mbeumo. I know Mbeumo gets the numbers. Yeah, he's got more to his game. I'm telling you, he's got ability. This Dango Utara, and he was at Bournemouth as well. He was at Bournemouth, and Bournemouth let him go. I'm telling you now, man, he's a good, very good player. But I think it might be a penalty to Brentford. No corner. But yeah, no, listen. Listen. I've got no doubt that Yamal is gonna be fine purely because he's playing in Spain, you know. And as I say, Spain national team, Barcelona, these guys dominate the ball. So you know, what I mean, he can preserve his energy and just get on the ball when it matters. And just start creating havoc, man. So man, he's a top player, man. Top player. Let's go into some of the questions and comments. So I'm Titanium says thoughts on Yan Diamande. Yeah, listen, I don't want them kind of players at the club, man. Like I don't want them kind of pace merchants at the club. If we're gonna go and get a left winger, yeah, just bring me back Jadon Sancho if that's a possibility, or go and get Iliman Ndiaye. Because what people need to realize as well, yeah, is that we've got Brian Mbeumo on the other side, and if you want someone that is, you know, more of a pace merchant that gets goals, or let's say, you know, probably a bit more not one dimensional, but a bit more direct. Yeah, you've got that in someone already. Yeah, we need more players that have more control, like, you know, and Iliman Ndiaye fits the bill. That's why I want either him or Jadon Sancho. So my thoughts on Yan Diamande is going to cost a lot of money, and he's not someone that we actually need. So I don't really want Yan Diamande, if I'm honest. But big up. Yamal is superior to Saka, has more strength. That's about it. Listen, that's nonsense. Like to say that the strength is what's separating him is just crazy, man. Like, let's not do that. Ahmad better than Saka? He is. Ahmad is better than Saka as a footballer. Saka's had more exposure to first team football in England. You know what I mean? He's obviously been playing the more successful. Well, I say successful, they ain't won no trophies. You know what I mean? He's obviously been playing in a team that has probably been performing a lot better than what Ahmad has. But Ahmad is a much better footballer than Saka. He is. And as I said, if Ahmad gets moved into the 10, you'll see how good Ahmad is. You know what I mean? There's people that don't rate Ahmad, yeah. But you need to realize that Ahmad spent half of his time at Man United either playing as a wing back or playing out wide and just getting the ball, you know, not consistently for someone of the talent that he has. So I'm just hoping next season, whatever manager we have, they just look at Ahmad as more of a central player, because people don't actually realize that Ahmad is actually a number 10. but he's been playing so much wide for you, so much for United wide. People are actually forgetting he's actually a 10. You know what I mean? Max Dowman is more of a level to Yamal. Listen, Max Dowman, I rate him highly. I think he's a very good player, yeah. But when I start hearing people say Yamal, that Dowman is more of a level than Yamal, yeah, what that actually tells you, yeah, and this is why, Mamba, you put yourself in the mud, yeah. I'll tell you why you put yourself in the mud, yeah. If Yamal was at Arsenal, he'll be starting ahead of Saka, yeah. The fact that Max Dowman is what? I think Max Dowman might be 16 now, 15 or 16 now, yeah. The fact that Max Dowman doesn't start regularly ahead of Saka just tells you that he's not better than Yamal or on Yamal's level. Because Yamal, if Yamal's at Arsenal, he's starting week in, week out. Yeah. What it also tells you as well is that, as I keep saying, Yamal was a key player for club and country at 16. I believe Max Dowman is probably 16 now. Fitz, if you can check, man, check how old Max Dowman is. I'm pretty sure he's 16 now. Yeah. What I will tell you is that if Dowman is 16 now, he's not a starter for England's senior team or for Arsenal's senior team, and he's a long way off it as well. Not because he's not good enough, it's because of the amount of players that are ahead of him. You think of for England in the senior team, yeah, you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Saka, you've got Bowen, you've got Madueke, you've got Foden if you want to play there. Yeah, these all players, and even if you look at the 21s, you might look at Omari Hutchinson and other players. Yeah. If Lamine Yamal was English, he starts ahead of any of them. So that is the level. So when you're telling me that Max Dowman is on the level of Yamal, it clearly isn't, because he's not getting into Arsenal's first team week in, week out. So that will give you your answer right there, man.
Yeah, Dowman's 16 as well.
He's 16. Yeah, exactly. And he's nowhere near England's senior team as a starter or Arsenal's. But yet we want to start saying that he's on Yamal's level. Yeah, all right. You know what I mean? Take a day off, man. You know what I mean, man, but with that. Timber can lock up Yamal. I don't know about Hincapié. Sound like you're nervous already, man. You know what I mean? If Max Dowman was in Spain, he would start. You know what, Mamba? Mamba, you know what? Big up yourself, yeah, because you've made actually a very good point, yeah? And it's a level of understanding I didn't think you had. I'll be honest now, yeah? But the fact that you're saying Dowman would, if it was in Spain, he would start, you're right. And the reason for that is, yeah, because Max Dowman's an actual footballer. But what I will tell you, yeah, is that the fact that Yamal's there already, he wouldn't start ahead of Yamal. And if you're saying he'll probably start in the number 10 position, again, that's not a bad shout. But let's not forget, you've got a midfield of Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, Rodri. You know what I mean? What's his name? I forgot his name now. Danny Olmo and a few other players. So again, to say that Dowman would start for Spain, I'm not even saying you're wrong. Would he start for Spain right now? He wouldn't. But you're on the right track, man. But my point is, just because you're saying he will start for Spain, it doesn't mean he'll start ahead of Yamal, because Yamal starts ahead of anything for England right now. But Dowman isn't doing that. So
internationally, I don't think Dowman, even if he was playing first team football, I don't think he'd be guaranteed a spot. Never mind, depended on the way that
exactly.
Yamal is for Spain. Obviously, I feel like England's already got players that we're going to rely on more than a Dowman will come in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, like for me, Lamine Yamal being the guy that Barcelona and Spain both turn to.
There you go.
That it already says so much. You know what I mean? Just look at the quality at Barca and look at the quality in Spain. It's ridiculous. Like, and I mean in Spain in terms of the Spanish like club. You know what I mean? Like the Spanish team, what they could put together. Like their talent pool is ridiculous, and they turn to a kid to rely on. You know what I mean? So I don't think that England would do that with Dowman, because for me, Dowman's not come on the scene at his young age and done a Rooney or a Michael Owen type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even those players, if you look back at when Owen started for England, he was not the main guy. Alan Shearer still was.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And when Rooney broke through, it was Beckham. And if it weren't Beckham, it was fucking Gerrard or Lampard. Like there was other leaders in the team that were depended on more than Rooney. Rooney
Yeah.
might have been the reason why everyone thought we was gonna win something, but he wasn't what we depended on to get us through. Like we all would acknowledge that it was going to be the experience of key players and having a talent like Rooney in the team that could change a game instantly. You know what I mean?
There
But
you go.
the Mount
Hmm.
is fully depended on for club and country. It's a different level,
Bro,
man.
it's a different level, man. Because the way to separate this straight away before we move it on, yeah, is the fact that again, this is nothing against Max Dalman because Dalman's got talent. There's no doubt about that, yeah. But it shows you that put it this way, yeah. If Mikel Arteta had Lamine Yamal, he starts Lamine Yamal. He's not starting Dalman, and he's not starting Dalman because of what we just said. He's got Saka, who is the highest paid player at the club now, yeah, and he's also got Madueke, where money was spent on. So if Dalman was that level, Dalman would be in the first team, regardless of Saka's wage, regardless of Madueke. And that's the difference. Yamal would be it'll be Saka and Madueke playing around Yamal. That's the level. You know what I mean? So to say that Dalman will start for Spain, what's that based off? Because because he's a neat footballer. Like Spain have a lot of neat footballers. You know what I mean? They've probably got another Dalman in their youth team somewhere just doing his thing quietly. You know what I mean? So that is the level, man. Unfortunately, but I do like Dalman. I do think he's good. But anyway, let's move it on to a team that does win trophies, and we are going to start winning trophies. Manchester United, obviously, the fallout from the Newcastle game. A lot of these fans were waiting for United to get beat just so they can say, I told you so. These guys are not fans for me, really, because I just don't understand how Carrick, and again, am I saying Carrick should be the next season? He's doing everything possible to be that next season, but I'm only looking at Luis Enrique, maybe a Xavi or for someone like that, Zidane. I'm only looking at them as Carrick replacement because there's no denying Carrick's had 8 games, 8 games, 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. But people are saying that he hasn't been good in the last couple of games, which it hasn't been. He has made a few mistakes, but as I said, man, I just don't understand the kind of criticism around Carrick for someone that has done a good job that he's done. But again, we got Villa at home, which, the way Villa are going, we should be beating Villa really at home. And it's a top 4 battle, man. You know what I mean? And I think, as I said earlier, if Villa lose the top 4 battle from here, they'll be kicking themselves in it. You know what I mean? But Fitz, what do you think of this game, man? Because I think personally, I want to say United win this game, yeah, but I don't know why, but something's telling me I can see a draw.
To be fair, like I'll always, when I'm doing a prediction, I'm always gonna go United to win, just because
Yeah,
I need to put it out there, innit? But I feel like both teams would be happy with a draw right now if it was offered to them. You know what I mean? Because I feel like both teams know they can't really afford to drop points, like, well, not get anything from it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Both teams are going to feel like we need to get something in this game to stay in that top 4 battle. Because if we end up losing against Villa, that like morale boost that's been there for the last couple weeks, it's just everyone's gonna deflate in it.
yeah,
Everyone's waiting to see how we react to this now, and if we can react positively, then everyone's gonna still be buzzing. But obviously, it's 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 one of them. I feel like we're gonna go into it a bit more cautious
yeah,
for that reason, that I don't think Carrick wants to lose this at all. So
yeah.
he's going to be a lot more cautious, and Villa are going to be happy with that. And I feel like they're going to, like, it's basically, I feel like we're going to be sat there for 90 minutes waiting for someone to make the first move. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I don't think anyone's really gonna. There might be a couple chances scattered here and there, but I don't think anything. You know what I mean? Like, but for the prediction, what did I go now? I did have it written down. I went 2-1. I feel like, but I feel like a 1-1's probably where it's
that
logically
bro.
there.
You know what? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 1-1 because as much as I think we need to beat Villa, yeah, I just think Villa are gonna. I think Emery's probably gonna set Villa up in the way, yeah, to just not lose the game because I think because you got to think of it like this, yeah. If we beat Villa, Liverpool beat Spurs, and Chelsea beat Newcastle, that's problems for Villa because Villa are now gonna know that it could be Europa League rather than Champions League. You see what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think if Villa can go to Old Trafford and get a point, they'll be looking at that as keeping United within touching distance.
yeah,
Obviously, if they was to get a win, it's a bonus. You know what I mean? But I'm just looking at that game, thinking we need to win that game. But part of me is saying I think Aston Villa will set up to just get a draw, man. And because I think if they lose that game, Villa, I think Champions League football's done for them. I think it's Europa League because you know what I mean. Their last few performances have been poor. They've been getting beat. Wolves beat them. Um, who else beat them? Wolves and Brentford. So yeah, man. I think as much as I'd like to say that we get a win, man, I'm gonna say 1-1 draw, bro. Yeah,
yeah. That,
and
to be
and
fair,
again, a draw at home won't be good enough. But again, for Carrick, it's still only one game lost, really. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
mm,
He's got a silver lining from it.
yeah,
Emery's got a silver lining to take from it. But
mm,
personally, like, I do feel like Europa Leagues is where Villa can, like, they kind of belong there in it. Cause when you really look at the squads in the league, you
mm,
think, right, well, Arsenal guarantee going to be in the Champions League anyway because of the place right now. Then City's squad deserving a Champions League. Our squad's deserving of it, and Liverpool's squad's deserving of it.
yeah,
Arguably, Chelsea's squad could be argued above Villa's anyway. You know what I mean?
mm,
So I feel like it's a fair place for them to be. Obviously, they're gonna want to aim higher, but I honestly don't feel like they can feel hard done by if they end up with Europa League. You know what I mean? Because realistically, the signings that we made in the summer, it was one of them. It could have been hit or miss. We could have
yeah,
signed absolute flops, but luckily these men have clicked in well. We've recruited well, and again, knowing that we're gonna go into this summer with a fairly decent budget, we're gonna be offloading a lot of people and bringing a lot of money in to spend as well. Uh, we should be in Champions League. And
yeah,
then on top of it, you look at what Liverpool's squad's looking like, City's squad's looking like. Obviously, putting Villa's squad up against Arsenal or Chelsea, you're gonna take Arsenal or Chelsea's squad. There's one or two players at Villa that you're gonna think, yeah, I'd love to be able to put them in this squad, but
mm,
there's a lot more players. Like, you know what I mean? Like, squad depth, all that. I'm gonna take Arsenal. I'm gonna take Chelsea over Villa. But
yeah.
for
I,
me, it is gonna be a one of them where it's the last few games where that shit's decided. I think they keep in the fight until the last minute, but
mm.
they can't complain when they do end up in Europa League. Well, if that's how it pans out anyway. But
Mm. I think
that
the injuries have killed them, man. Tillemans, Kamara. That's definitely them two in particular. John McGinn as well, leader for them. Like those three players getting injured has killed their season. Because I genuinely believe, yeah, if those three would have stayed fit, I reckon they'll be in the. I think they'll be in the title race still.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually do believe that if those three would have stayed fit, and again, it had to happen to them because I think Kamara got injured. He got injured in a cup game against Tottenham, funny enough. And then obviously McGinn, Tillemans coming when Tillemans got injured. But I reckon if those three would have stayed fit, they'll be in a title race shout still for me. But it's kind of derailed their season. But yeah, I just think they're gonna go to Old Trafford to try and get a point, man. And as I say, we need to win the game, man. But it wouldn't surprise me if we draw the game, if I'm honest. I
Yeah.
think loss is the worst case, man. I mean, I can't see us losing the game personally, but
No.
I
I,
think
th- I think
Villa will pick up a draw,
I
man.
think like what you're saying, Villa turn up for the draw, and I think
Yeah,
Carrick accepts it.
you think?
Yeah,
Mm,
I think Carrick. There might be, like I say, one or two chances here and there, but unless they're taken and taken well, like
yeah,
yeah, I feel like it as the game creeps like closer towards 70 minutes.
mm,
If it's a draw, he's I don't think he's throwing much attacking wise. I think he's settling. But
yeah,
like I say, he might surprise me.
mm,
But that's been my only complaint about Carrick, like since he was appointed, just the lack of experience. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, don't get me wrong, I wanted him before he was even in discussion for it. Like, I wanted Amarim out, and I wanted Carrick as the interim till the end of the season because I knew we needed that kind of morale boost, someone that knows the club that can get us back to basics. But then we need a serious manager.
mm,
But for me, like obviously, like his inexperience has shown, and that's why I can understand the comments where people are saying like we've been shit, because yeah, we haven't actually been great. You know what I mean? Like we were great against Arsenal, great against City, and then from there, I don't remember many great performances. But we've
yeah,
managed to get the results required. You know what I mean? And I can't knock Carrick because, fucking hell, we've had managers with a better resume than Carrick come in and not do anywhere near as well as Carrick. You know what I
mm,
mean? So you got to give him his flowers where they're due, but at the same time, like the lack of experience is like coming up against an Emery. He's gonna be the better manager. He's got the more experience, done it for
yeah,
longer at the higher level, knows the league inside out. And if Emery turns up for a draw, I feel like Carrick's just gonna he's humble. You know what I mean? I feel like he's gonna
mm,
accept the fact of like, all right, let's not try to push our luck because if we try to fucking push them and pin them back and try to force something, Emery's gonna know how to set up for the perfect kind of counter against us. You know
yeah.
what I mean? The experience is gonna start shining through in those kind of battles, and I don't think Carrick really wants to make it a battle. He wants a fairly safe result. So
Mm. Thing I would say though, yeah, I think Carrick knows though another negative result, whether it's a draw or a loss, it might start piling on the pressure to him, innit? So I think
no,
he'll
but
be going
I
to this
don't
game to
think he
win.
sees a draw as a negative though. Because when we drew, what game was it that we drew first?
We drew with West Ham.
West Ham, and that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
A team fighting relegation, and that was at home, weren't it?
That was away.
Away. Alright,
Yeah,
fucking hell. But yeah, well, but same way, team fighting relegation. At that point, I swear that was like kind of like the start of them getting back on track and getting some results on the board because they were going through a fairly bad patch to leave them where they were in the first place.
yeah,
And obviously, we should not. We was going into that thinking that should be 3 points. It won't be an easy game, but it should be 3 points. Yeah,
mm,
when we went through the points that Amarim dropped. If we was to do the same at the end of the season for the points that Carrick's dropped that we shouldn't have, that will be one that we say we should have got 3 points there.
mm,
You know what I mean? So you have got to fucking acknowledge the fact that but the rest of the fan base still was unbeaten, unbeaten. He's never been beat. That is a point, yeah, but one of them results was a draw against the fucking relegation battle team,
yeah,
and we're talking about top three. It's yeah, like I say, for me,
I think this weekend's gonna be interesting, man. To be fair, it's gonna
yeah,
be interesting.
I just don't think he takes a draw as a negative because it's already been shown by the fan base. We will accept a draw even against West Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a draw against Villa, who are much better position in the league, much better team all round, much better manager, all that. This fan base will accept a draw from Villa. There'll be a lot of channels out there that will be buzzing with a draw against Villa. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And that's doing the PR for him anyway. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And yeah, I think he accepts a draw, and I feel like the fan base will celebrate that like back on track. When for me, we should be going for 3 points. That's why I'm gonna say 2-1. But
Mm.
yeah,
Part of me wants to say 2-1 as well, but I just got a sneaky feeling for a draw, man. I don't know why. Just got a
yeah,
feeling for a draw.
that's
If we
where my
win the
head is.
game,
My
then
heart's
cool.
gonna say 2-1. No, you get me. But my head's like I say, I don't think I'll be putting on a bet this weekend anyway. I might put on an accumulator and leave United out of it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll just do both teams to score or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, you
What
know
I
what I
mean?
mean. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
But yeah, no, listen, we'll have to wait and see what happens, innit? I think yeah, I mean, we need to win the game, but I just can't see Villa. I can see Villa just setting up to not get beat, man, because I think the worst case for them is to lose. And then, as I say, Liverpool, United, and Chelsea will win because I think that condemns them. And again, Brentford playing on Monday, and if Brentford win the game, you know what I mean? It then puts pressure onto them as well because I don't think Brentford are that far behind. So,
nah,
Europa League, it might be for them. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Like I
yeah,
say,
let's wait and see.
Brentford are actually a proper surprise addition. Like I keep forgetting that they're even like close
Mm.
by, but they're really close to top four still.
Yeah,
They
bro. Let me check
kept
it
in
now because they're actually on. I'll tell you where they are. So they're actually seventh. Yeah, they're 4 points behind Liverpool on 44 points. Yeah, but if they was to beat Wolves on Monday, yeah, they'll only be 4 points off Villa in fourth right now. If Villa get beat,
yeah.
you see what I mean? So
I'm saying, man, it's and
yeah,
there's a lot of teams have still got awkward fixtures to play. You know
Benny,
what I mean? Like no one's got a clear
Villa have
cut.
still got to play. I swear they've still got to play. Have they got to play? They still got to play Man City. Yeah, they got Man City last game of the season.
Yeah.
Mm,
But again, though, you would say even for like that's a sticky one for City to
mm.
as well. You know what I mean? Like neither team's gonna enjoy having
City are at
that
home.
last.
City are at home, though, innit? They're at home in that one.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, like I say, obviously in that game you're gonna expect City to get the 3 points in it, but
yeah.
you know for a fact Pep would much rather host another team on the final day. You know what I mean? He'd much
Yeah,
rather face
of course. But
maybe
Villa
a
might have nothing to play for. You never know, innit? So
Yeah.
let's wait and
But
see, innit? Mm. Anyway, let's move on before we wrap it up. Guys, big up yourselves each and every time. Big up to Baz One Diva says good stream, Gavin Fitz. Yeah, appreciate it. Before we wrap it up, guys, transfer news, bro. Any transfer news you've been seeing? I mean, I see obviously I see the links to Murillo to Camavinga. You know, I mean, there's been links to Diamande as well. Who else? I see someone else linked the other day. I think talking about Tavernier already. Isn't it?
yeah.
Anything you've seen?
So I've
Anything
seen it.
realistic?
Well, I don't know how realistic in it, but I've seen obviously a lot of this Camavinga talk. I've seen a thing about apparently we're looking to offer, and it seems like Penny's really considering who it's for, but we're looking to offer around 4 to 35 million for Balde or a straight
Yeah.
swap for Rashford because it seems like they've pretty much guaranteed they want to take Rashford at the end of the season, innit?
But you know what though, yeah, I read something yesterday actually, funny enough, yeah, in regards to this, yeah. And again, there's a reason. The reason I didn't bring this up is because as much as I would love United to sign Balde, yeah, I said at the time when Man United were linked to him, There's no way we're getting Balde when he's come through La Masia. Yeah, he's one of the best young left backs in world football. And if Barca sell Balde, who do they go and get to go and replace him?
But here's
Because
the
I'm
thing,
only
bro.
looking at Nuno Mendes, really, in terms of the age. You know, people might say Alvaro Fernandez, but Balde's better than Fernandez for me.
Bro,
I'm
here's
looking
the
at
thing.
Mendes around a similar kind of age as the only one that's probably better than him.
Yeah, but apparently, like, obviously, I did a little bit of fucking research, you know, like on sites like Transfer Market and all
Mm,
that. And yeah, apparently they're really interested in that Nathaniel Brown from Frankfurt.
okay, okay,
So if
okay.
they're looking at him because he's a youngster as well, you know what I
Mm,
mean? If they're
mm.
thinking, well, he looks like he could be better for what we want for that position. Balde, maybe in their eyes, Nathaniel Brown's got more
Bro,
fucking
I'll be honest, I
strength.
can't see it. Balde's got number 3 on his
Like I
back
said,
as well.
I don't know. I don't know what they could see in Nathaniel Brown that he beats Balde in. That's why I can't even give an
Yeah, yeah.
example. But apparently, that's the talk. Like they're serious about that
Nathaniel
Nathaniel
Brown, Barca,
Brown.
yeah,
Yeah. So if that's true, I feel
yeah,
like that's where the Balde talk's coming from because they're talking about another
okay,
left back, and we're probably interested in
yeah,
strengthening that position because everyone knows Luke Shaw's not going to be there for long. So we
yeah.
have to be building towards the future, innit? And when
Bro,
you got
and the
with
thing is though, I'll tell you one thing though, yeah. I can see why they want Balde because he's probably been the one left back other than Nuno Mendes, yeah, that has given Yamal problem. So if you watch the game when Eintracht Frankfurt played Barcelona early this season in the group, yeah,
yeah,
like that Nathaniel Brown was getting the better of Yamal. So I reckon they've probably seen him and thought, yeah, we could do with him. But I'll be very surprised, man, if they get rid of Balde. It wouldn't make no sense. And if we can get Balde, then listen, you ain't gonna have no complaints from me. I'll tell you that now.
so trust me,
No
trust me.
complaints.
And
So
to be fair, I've also
mm,
seen that Barca are interested in Bastoni, innit?
yeah, I've seen that, but the again, Bastoni is a difficult one to get out of Italy. Yeah, but what I would say about Bastoni, for me, I just believe that Barca needs someone with serious pace in their back line as a left-sided centre back, which is why I keep saying Van der Ven. I think Van der Ven is perfect for how they want to play because Van der Ven's good in possession. He's got burners, you know, and he's a physical threat as well. Obviously, defensively, he isn't the greatest in comparison to what they've had before, but I just think that he's someone, man, that they could do with. But again, man, Bastoni's a good signing for them, you know. And something I heard yesterday as well, you know, which I said this year, and I'm happy as well. Yeah, apparently United are not targeting a left back because they believe that their business with Patrick Dorgu, yeah, was the left back business, and they're going to focus on left wing, centre midfield, and centre back. Now, the reason why I'm happy with that, yeah, because it shows me that we are trying to do the right things. Because I prefer, yeah, Patrick. I know Patrick Dorgu has been good as a left winger, yeah, but I think if we've got the option of playing him left wing, is good. But for me, Dorgu needs to be playing left back because we need to go back to the overlapping fullbacks.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we've
He
got
reminds me
if
of a
we can have
Patrice
pace and
Evra.
power like that. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah, like he reminds me of what Patrice Evra was. You know what I
That's what
mean?
I'm
Like
saying,
he
bro.
could be a Patrice for us, and
Yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah.
Even to take it further back, Patrice was an Irwin, because that's what Irwin used to do for us. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Obviously, but
People
Irvin's
forget.
obviously right-footed, though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, but obviously when we put him on the left is when he started taking all the free kicks and all the
He was a
penalties.
bad boy, Dennis Owen. Bad boy.
Bro,
Yeah.
ridiculous. But that's what I'm saying. Like
Mm.
having a
Underrated, man.
left back that's got pace and has got a shot on him has been a
Yeah.
thing for United for
Mm.
decades now. So I would love
Mm.
to see him at left back full time. And we
But
have got that Diego Leon as well in it. That could be the backup to him.
Yeah, I think Leon probably. I mean, I'm not sure how he's getting on that loan, but I'm not sure if they bring him back part of the first team. I think they might be like another loan. But I'm just happy, yeah, to because I know people think that United can get a left back, and I still think, if we can get a left back, that would be good. But I think we need to address the midfield first and then left wing. But the fact that they see Dorgu as a left back is good for me because,
Yeah.
as I said, I've always said that I look at Dorgu as our answer to Alfonso Davies in terms of the physicality and the pace, and having a player like that can bomb around the outside, and having, if you get an Iliman NDI, inverted, that's the way that I want to see us go personally. And then, if you want to change the flow of the game and put Dorgu as a left winger and then bring on a left back, cool. But I think first and foremost, Dorgu at left back is what should be happening. If you're playing a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, I believe Dorgu can offer a lot, man. And
Yeah, and
the fact
and
that
if
they're saying
Dorgu's
that
going to
is
be the
good.
first team left back, then
Mm,
I don't mind it. But
yeah.
right now, I feel like the only thing with them saying that they're not interested in a fullback, the only thing that guaranteed tells me is yes, they're looking at Dorgu as the permanent first
Luke,
team left back for long
yeah.
term, but it tells me Luke Shaw's not going nowhere.
Yeah, but I don't think Luke Shaw goes anywhere anyway, because
No, but
the
that's the
biggest
thing
thing in
though.
Luke Shaw is his wage, isn't it? He's
No,
on
but the thing
190,
is,
bro. And
if
mm,
we brought in Balde, yeah.
yeah,
Say for
yeah.
example, summer we bring in Balde. Luke
Mm.
Shaw's not going to stick around for the wage, knowing full well he's not getting a minute.
But that's the dream. But I'm working on, yeah, I'm working on. We're not getting Balde because I
Yeah, yeah,
just
no,
can't
no,
see
no,
it. I just can't see Barca getting rid of Balde. It seems too good to be true for me,
no. I hear it. I hear
If
it.
we get rid
Yeah,
if we get Balde again, then yeah,
then
you'd
Luke
move on
Shaw's
Luke
got
Shaw.
to
But
go in it. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like for me, that yeah, it is. It's all too good to be true. But
yeah.
fuck it, right now we're still early in the year. Let me dream in it. Camavinga's still possible with Tonali, bro. Like
Listen,
this is the time
Camavinga and
where we
Tonali
can be.
midfield. Oof,
This is what I'm saying. This is the time where we can actually be happy and excited because worst case scenario, we can say, yo, the boards let us down like they have done in the past. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
let a man dream in it. If we can
Bro,
bring
if we
Balde
get if we
in,
get Tonali, yeah, Tonali and Camavinga midfield, yeah, I'm telling you this now, man. Just book us in for this league title. Like,
bro.
it's gonna be that important. You know what I
I,
mean?
and one of the big things for me is like
Mm,
I don't like obviously you do need to have experience in your team, but I don't
mm,
like if we're gonna be letting Casemiro go and age is
yeah,
a part of that reason, fucking let Bruno go, let fucking Shaw go. There's a
yeah,
handful of man, let Maguire go. All these man have to go if we're talking for age reasons, because if we're talking are these man gonna be here in 3 years' time giving us their bet? No, they're not. So get them gone now
I still, I
whilst
still,
we
I still
still
do
can.
think though. I still do think you need experience though around the squad. That's why
Yeah,
I don't mind Harry Maguire. That's why Harry Maguire for me, he's not an issue. Harry Maguire. You
yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
that's the thing, though. For me, Casemiro, the reason
Mm,
that we've been given essentially is why he's not going to get renewed, or why they wasn't really talk about it, is
mm,
essentially because of his age. And
yeah,
for me, well, if that's the case, then we shouldn't be talking to Bruno about extensions. We shouldn't be 'cause any of these men that we're talking about extending.
mm,
We're not extending for more years of the same or better quality. We're extending for a decline,
yeah,
and that to me, why are we going to be paying you, man, to watch you get worse? I'd prefer to, if age is the reason, get rid in it. Like
yeah,
for me, obviously, you do need experience in the team, but you can get experience that's the Lit's age. You know what I mean, and they've still got a good 5 6 years left in them at the highest level before they're
yeah,
even close to a decline. So for
mm,
me, if we're going to talk experience, that's what we signed 26 27 year olds for the experience. Anyone that's 30 plus can start looking about winding them down. You know
yeah.
what I
I hear it.
mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's bro. But again, you know my thoughts on Bruno anyway. Like he has to go for me, just because of I can see this team moving forwards without him. He's a massive problem that people don't want to have a conversation about, you know, and I've been saying this for years. And if we have the chance to get rid of him and we can just revamp this midfield, it needs to be done, man. Because I want to see other players start taking center stage now. You know what I mean? And but again, next season we have to wait and see. But
And to
I'm
be fair
looking
as
forward to
well,
it, man.
we've got the whole like the World Cup's gonna throw bare shit up in it as well, because obviously different players' performances, and you got to remember as well, like every manager has got certain players in mind, and they know, like, don't forget Fergie used to send players off to go and chat to people during training and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
that player agent shit's real during the World Cup. Like
yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of like feelers going out for everyone. So anything
Yeah.
could happen. And obviously with the World Cup, normally you find there's always a new star that emerges. You know what I mean? Like remember
Mm,
when James Rodriguez came through in the World
yeah.
Cup and just looked like an absolute world beater that year. It's
Mm,
like there's gonna be more stories like that, which are just gonna kind of throw a spanner in anything that we're predicting now. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
there's a long time between now and the like deadline day, fucking next summer. But yeah, like to be fair though, like so I've seen a couple clubs linked with players, and like then when I've gone to that club that looks like they could be selling a player,
Mm,
they're heavily linked with like a logical replacement. Like for example, Barca obviously losing Lewandowski soon.
mm.
They're looking at Osimhen and Kane. Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
go to but
The
if you
Kane,
go
the
to
Kane one makes no sense though.
I hear it, but then if you go to Bayern are heavily linked with Igor Thiago and Osimhen.
Hey.
So they're preparing for it. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Because anything could actually happen, bro. Like, but
I
that's
think
what I'm
I think
saying.
I think Igor Thiago is going to be in demand because
Yeah,
of the age and because of what the goals he's scoring and the fact there's not really too many strikers as we keep saying. So
yeah. Like I say,
mm,
but Barca, like looking at theirs, obviously Kane, Osimhen, they're clearly looking for a big name striker. They don't want to take a
yeah,
risk on a Thiago
I'm not
that's
quite
only.
sure why they're going for Osman though. I'll be honest.
To be fair, I feel like they're probably waiting to see how the rest of the season pans out for him in it and what his
Yeah,
stats and figures and everything looks like. But
just
obviously,
shows you in it how bad the market is though.
yeah, exactly. But then obviously with Bayern like looking at Osimhen, basically if Barca go for Kane over Osimhen, we'll take Osimhen or we'll look at
Mm,
Igor Thiago.
yeah,
It says a lot. Like the only real links that I've seen for Liverpool as well have all been wingers. Like they're
mm.
linked with Diamande, Elise, and Kvaratskhelia. And I can't. I think Diamande is the only logical one there, in it. But
Sorry, who's looking at them?
Liverpool,
They want Kvaratskhelia. Who else?
Elise or
Yeah,
Diamande.
right. So Elise's not going anywhere. Kvaratskhelia is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
Diamande is the
Diamande.
only one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but apparently they're looking at those three, but obviously the only logical one's Diamande.
Mm,
Real are looking at that Lemay, Romero, and that Cobel. No fucking the keeper. They're
oh,
obviously
from what? From Dortmund.
from Dortmund. Yeah, yeah. They're obviously looking towards a replacement for Courtois, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Which is
crazy.
crazy considering some of the performances.
Who's the first one you said? Lemay. Who's Lemay?
Fucking, I'm probably butchering the name in it. I swear he's at Bayern.
Oh,
I
Conrad Lima.
Limo, that'll be it. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
want Conrad
Told you I'll
Lima.
be
Yeah,
butchering his
they're,
name.
they're,
Yeah, yeah.
they're losing their mind, man. That can't be true. Yeah, that
Apparently,
can't be true.
apparently Real are looking at Lima, fucking Romero, and Cobel,
That's
and
crazy.
apparently, Robertson is being linked with Celtic.
Andy Robertson.
Yeah, bro.
Mm.
Apparently, that Oxlade Chamberlain's been dropping hints that fucking Robertson's coming to join him. So, fuck
Crazy.
knows. And I saw something today about Solanke linked with Newcastle.
What, in place of who?
I don't know. It didn't. The article didn't actually say anything about who he'd be replacing in it. It's just
Mhm.
Solanke's drawing interest from Newcastle. Um, yeah, basically fucking they're seriously debating putting an offer in the summer, and it'd probably be one of them where they're just weighing up if they go down, who do we go in for? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just,
Mm.
but yeah, obviously that's another thing as well, in it. Like, it depends on who actually
Mm.
gets relegated. Because if it's West Ham, there's going to be a couple players getting picked up there, and that'll probably change plans of other teams. Because now we can get a Somerville cheap, so why go in for Diamande? You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
But obviously,
Exactly.
if it's not West Ham and it's Forest, and they're looking at it and thinking, yeah, fuck it, we'll stick with Diamande. You know what I mean? It
Mm.
all depends. But then if Tottenham go down and you're looking at like, right, we've got we've got a few half decent wingers there that we can get on the cheap.
Yeah.
It's obviously going to throw a spanner in a lot of things depending on who it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, so some of the craziest ones is, like I say, like the Balde looks like it was plucked from thin air, but with Barca being so seriously linked with that Nathaniel Brown, it's like, well, maybe there's actually hope in that. And obviously the Barca linked
Well, if
with
we could
Kane.
get him, man, that'd be good, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? That would be good.
Trust me, and
Mm.
obviously the price tag that keeps getting floated around on different articles and that for Camo is 75 million euros. So
Yeah, yeah,
over
I've seen that. It's about 60 mil or something.
60 mil, bro.
Bro,
And
slap that money down. Slap that
bro,
money down. No questions asked. I don't care if he's been slightly injury prone. You know what I mean?
you
We'll
see
get
what I'm
over
saying?
that.
For
He
me,
ain't been injured. He ain't
bro,
injured now. You know what I mean?
man can wrap up deals now that don't go through until the next financial year starts, innit? Isn't that what we did with Cunha?
Bro, we need to be all over that, man.
This is,
I think the Baleba one's done anyway, but we need to go and get Camavinga if he's available. You get
bro.
me Camavinga, Baleba, Adam Walton, or Camavinga,
No, stick,
Tonali.
stick.
Bro,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah, yeah. Stick
it's
with
it's a wrap,
Tonali,
man.
bro. Like
Yeah, I want
that's
Tonali, but I don't think we can get Tonali, man. He's
bro.
too good to be true. You know what I mean,
Camavinga, Tonali, Baleba, and Kobe Manu, bro,
bro? Bro,
bro.
listen,
There's never been
that's
an
my that's
upgrade
my
better
midfield
than
on
that,
that's my midfield on FIFA.
bro, bro. I'm
That's my
telling you.
midfield on FIFA. I'm
And
telling
right
you.
now, it could be a reality, bro. That's
Bro,
all
I'm
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 saying.
I'm praying, man. I'm praying,
But
but we have to just wait and see what happens. Champions League obviously going to play a massive factor, which we will get. But yeah, let's see what happens, isn't it? But listen, I have to wrap it up anyway. Guys, big up yourselves, man. Been going for 3 hours strong, just over 3 hours. Mad stream, obviously a bit longer than normal, but obviously there's quite a few things we had to get into anyway. But yeah, we are going to be back, guys, probably on Thursday for our Manchester City all-time 11. So yeah, make sure you guys come through and support that as well. Me, Fitz, and that will be on again. And again, if there's any Man City fans or anyone that wants to jump onto the stream and do the Manchester City all-time 11, then let me know. I think Jonas might be on that one as well. But again, if anyone wants to jump on, then yeah, just make sure you comment in the chat after the stream's ended. And guys, as always, make sure you smash the likes. Make sure the channel's getting the attention that it deserves. Make sure you guys sub to the channel. Make sure you share the channel on all your platforms as well. And make sure you go and follow Fitz on his socials, which is in the description as well. And yeah, appreciate you guys coming through, interacting. Quite a few topics we got through as well. But Champions League is back, Premier League is back, and the next set of fixtures for both teams, obviously including City, Arsenal, obviously United, Liverpool, etc. Yeah, listen, it's going to be exciting, man. And these are the kind of parts of the season, man, that you enjoy in it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, we're back on Thursday, as I said. I should be back probably tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but as always, keep an eye on the schedule. If not tomorrow, definitely Wednesday, and obviously definitely Thursday as well. Or I will be putting just some stuff out anyway, so you guys will definitely be getting some sort of content, whether I'm live or whether it's an upload, either tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, big up yourselves each and every time, and yeah, we'll catch you hopefully on Thursday, guys. As I say, Man City all-time 11, which should be a good one. I'm just trying to decide on the formation that we're gonna play, man. So because there's so many bad boys you want to get in the team, but yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. But yeah, other than that, guys, big up yourselves, big up, bro, for coming on again.
Yeah, man. Anytime, bro.
Cool. All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll probably catch you guys on Thursday. Peace. Later.